This is the Meeple Palace, and welcome to our Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. Welcome to the world of Faerun, a place of spell-slinging and sword-wielding adventurers out to save the world one session at a time. I am Xander, and I will be your dungeon master for this campaign. With me tonight we have Will from Basis of Operations, who plays the mighty dragonborn fighter Rogar. Kitten, also known as Super Sundry Girl, playing the wily and sneaky dwarf rogue/wizard Vistra. Our old buddy Nate, playing the audacious and brash human bard Weird Hal. Kellum, playing the unstoppable abomination-smashing human war cleric Pedrick. Point, playing the light-footed and fleet halfling rogue Tack. And Snowy, playing the keen-eyed and keen-blade Aarakocra fighter Otar. We thank you for joining us as we tell this tale. Pull up a chair and experience it all with us as we roll on to glory. This is the Meeple Palace, and welcome to our Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. Welcome to the world of Faerun, a place of spell-slinging and sword-wielding adventurers out to save the world one session at a time. I am Xander, and I will be your dungeon master for this campaign. With me tonight we have Will from Basis of Operations, who plays the mighty dragonborn fighter Rogar. Kitten, also known as Super Sundry Girl, playing the wily and sneaky dwarf rogue/wizard Vistra. Our old buddy Nate, playing the audacious and brash human bard Weird Hal. Kellum, playing the unstoppable abomination-smashing human war cleric Pedrick. Point, playing the light-footed and fleet halfling rogue Tack. And Snowy, playing the keen-eyed and keen-blade Aarakocra fighter Otar. We thank you for joining us as we tell this tale. Pull up a chair and experience it all with us as we roll on to glory. This is the Meeple Palace, and welcome to our Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. Welcome to the world of Faerun, a place of spell-slinging and sword-wielding adventurers out to save the world one session at a time. I am Xander, and I will be your dungeon master for this campaign. With me tonight we have Will from Basis of Operations, who plays the mighty dragonborn fighter Rogar. Kitten, also known as Super Sundry Girl, playing the wily and sneaky dwarf rogue/wizard Vistra. Our old buddy Nate, playing the audacious and brash human bard Weird Hal. Kellum, playing the unstoppable abomination-smashing human war cleric Pedrick. Point, playing the light-footed and fleet halfling rogue Tack. And Snowy, playing the keen-eyed and keen-blade Aarakocra fighter Otar. We thank you for joining us as we tell this tale. Pull up a chair and experience it all with us as we roll on to glory. This is the Meeple Palace, and welcome to our Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. Welcome to the world of Faerun, a place of spell-slinging and sword-wielding adventurers out to save the world one session at a time. I am Xander, and I will be your dungeon master for this campaign. With me tonight we have Will from Basis of Operations, who plays the mighty dragonborn fighter Rogar. Kitten, also known as Super Sundry Girl, playing the wily and sneaky dwarf rogue/wizard Vistra. Our old buddy Nate, playing the audacious and brash human bard Weird Hal. Kellum, playing the unstoppable abomination-smashing human war cleric Pedrick. Point, playing the light-footed and fleet halfling rogue Tack. And Snowy, playing the keen-eyed and keen-blade Aarakocra fighter Otar. We thank you for joining us as we tell this tale. Pull up a chair and experience it all with us as we roll on to glory. This is the Meeple Palace, and welcome to our Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. Welcome to the world of Faerun, a place of spell-slinging and sword-wielding adventurers out to save the world one session at a time. I am Xander, and I will be your dungeon master for this campaign. With me tonight we have Will from Basis of Operations, who plays the mighty dragonborn fighter Rogar. Kitten, also known as Super Sundry Girl, playing the wily and sneaky dwarf rogue/wizard Vistra. Our old buddy Nate, playing the audacious and brash human bard Weird Hal. Kellum, playing the unstoppable abomination-smashing human war cleric Pedrick. Point, playing the light-footed and fleet halfling rogue Tack. And Snowy, playing the keen-eyed and keen-blade Aarakocra fighter Otar. We thank you for joining us as we tell this tale. Pull up a chair and experience it all with us as we roll on to glory. This is the Meeple Palace, and welcome to our Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. Welcome to the world of Faerun, a place of spell-slinging and sword-wielding adventurers out to save the world one session at a time. I am Xander, and I will be your dungeon master for this campaign. With me tonight we have Will from Basis of Operations, who plays the mighty dragonborn fighter Rogar. Kitten, also known as Super Sundry Girl, playing the wily and sneaky dwarf rogue/wizard Vistra. Our old buddy Nate, playing the audacious and brash human bard Weird Hal. Kellum, playing the unstoppable abomination-smashing human war cleric Pedrick. Point, playing the light-footed and fleet halfling rogue Tack. And Snowy, playing the keen-eyed and keen-blade Aarakocra fighter Otar. We thank you for joining us as we tell this tale. Pull up a chair and experience it all with us as we roll on to glory.
and welcome to our 26th episode of Horde of the Dragon Queen with myself, Zanny More Games, Many More Games, being the DM, and tonight with us we have from our list of players, we have Super Sundry Girl, that's Kitten. We have Nate, also playing the country, the Weird
That's
Hal,
me.
the Weird Hal, the character, and we've got Will Bates of Operations playing as Rogar.
Hey.
I play
You know,
Vistra.
It is, and you play Vistra. Yeah, sorry, she doesn't play Kitten. She plays Vistra. We've got we got a good little game for you tonight. Unfortunately, some people can't be here again. It's Christmas. We've got commitments. They can't be here at this time. But thank you all who came today to join me on my birthday stream. So yeah.
You beat me to
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Hey!
He beat you to the song as well.
He beat me to not. I'll do it after the break. I'll recap.
Okay.
Couple of announcements. The Meeple Palace is still holding its text RP for Tomb of Annihilation. Feel free to pop up the Discord in the stream chat to see if you'd be interested in joining that. Not only that, but I have actually got two Roll20 campaigns that will be starting start of next year. I will be having Tomb of Annihilation on Roll20, not streamed. I'm looking for one more player. And then that'll be on Tuesdays around 7 p.m. GMT +1. And then the other game is Roll20, and that is Lord of the Rings D&D 5e. That will be about 7 p.m. GMT +1 Saturdays, and that will be streamed on the Meeple Palace. So there we go.
Also, the quick shout out to our Patreons. We've so one of them is currently with us in the room, with us right now in the Space of Operations, and of course we've got Pluto as well, who's one of our Patreons. We actually have the three. We are making the three, as promised, the three battle reports this weekend. So we're going to get them up this week. We've just been waiting for me to finish work, so that I can actually spend some time on them. So we're going to be getting those up this weekend. And so thank you very much to Patreon for being so patient, allowing us just a little bit extra time to get them up properly, get them up right.
First time, so
yeah. And we'll be sorting them out for this month. So this, as we said, there was normally one every month, but because, of course, our Patreons had to wait last month, we are making an extra one as bonus to say thank you very much and for sticking with us and being so bloody awesome. So thanks again to those people. Thanks to Kitten, Super Sundry Girl, for sorting out our music playlist. Lovely music in the back. Thank you for getting that all sorted out for different situations. And
check out his sexy DM screen.
Yes, and thank you very much also for my amazing DM screen, which is it's in front of me here. So there we go. Oh, don't fall down. I got this really big DM screen in front of me, beautiful, and it's got lots and lots of shiny things and things for me to and a whiteboard gear for me to write on. So I'm really excited about playing around with this.
Spoiler alert! Wait until the tapestry and we get to see it in Missy's.
Yeah, you get to see it
Instagram
properly in at the moment. At the moment, you kind of see a little fence around. You can't see like the whole thing as it is because the camera, if it's any further down, just cuts off the top of my head. But it's awesome. It's magnetized and it's got like
those sticks you see. Those sticks you see aren't just lollipops.
Yeah, they're all magnetized.
They're actually his initiative tracker.
They're my initiative trackers when we play games. Yep. And I've got there we go. Stay on. There we go. And I've got my little bits that come off here, all beautifully magnetized, so I can back on my dice trays and boards, and bits. And I was almost in tears when I wasn't in tears. I'm going to be completely honest. I cried.
Actually did.
I loved it. I was tired. There was something in my eye, but it was so very.
Hashtag real men cry.
Hashtag real men cry. And hashtag real DMs do too. Especially when they end up killing a total party kill. That tends to be Time when there's a bit of a crying going on. Okay. So, also one more thing I'm going to say it out loud because I don't know, we might be begging for this at the moment, but we are only one follower away from achieving affiliate. We've got everything else that we need. We've got time. We've got everything else is greenlit. We just need one more follower. So if anyone feels like following us today, if you like what you see,
that's so gonna be like the DM's birthday present.
if you do that, then we will be making
Blackmail.
affiliates, which will be really fantastic. Emotional blackmail hashtag. It's my birthday. But yeah, so we're that's exciting as well. We had no clue we'd actually reached all the requirements for that. So that's awesome. So I don't know if we've got anybody with us in the chat at the moment. I think it might just be us and our friends at the moment who are still currently in the chat. But please, if you are here, whether you're on Mixer, YouTube, or whatever, please feel free to send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to interact with you as we play the game. I may not interact with you as much because I am currently telling the story. But if I get a break and there's a moment for me to message us, I will.
I keep an eye on the chat because I only half listen to the DM, so we're all right.
Yeah, you just. It's not my fault. You walk through every obstacle I put in your way. it's like freaking trying to stop the Hulk. You know, it's just like, yeah. And I will stop this with you. Ha ha!
Eat the stairs.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say, what does that make Weird Hal with the middle step always?
I mean, it's not my fault. I'm the reason that everybody's going to be using standard array from now on.
Weird Hal's kind of my my shadow from Scooby Doo. Sort of character. I've got that sort of zoinks, fall down the stairs, sort of thing going on, but at the same time, pretty deadly when he wants to be. Particularly when he makes you laugh uncontrollably.
Yeah, I mean, that's brilliant.
And in Vistra, if she would stop robbing old ladies, can be quite vicious as well. So let's get on with the game. Let me just give a quick introduction to where we were last time, and then we'll roll on to glory. So in the last game, we had it was kind of a chill game. You'd had the evening before with Ontharv Vroom, and you spent the night getting thoroughly sozzled, but not to the extent that you were hungover the next day. At least that's what was happening with Base and Will. Base and Nate. And you woke up and Nate managed to find out that there was a package waiting for you behind the bar.
I did. It's this lovely pink cap.
Exactly. After you sweet talked the barmaid, after you sweet talked Mary the barmaid, and also disgusted her when Rogar called out that it was part of his Knickers monthly allowance. It's meant that you got sort of branded a pervert in her eyes at that point. But yes, you inquired after a dwarven paladin who gave you the sultry eyes the night before, missing with a sort of grill teeth, missing a few teeth in a fight. You found out her name was Treasure, and that she was a paladin that was you found out that she was a paladin that was normally rostered onto protecting the roads around Elturel, and that she was currently doing some of these trips back and forth between some of the smaller outlying settlements to protect people along the roads. You don't know exactly when she'd be back, but you did leave a message behind the bar for her. I believe, if I remember correctly, you did leave a message, didn't you? Or you told her to. You told Mary that you were interested in her. Can you clarify that for me? Because I can't remember exactly.
I was just trying to ask her some questions about her order, but if I don't run into her, it's not gonna sway me either way as far as roleplay goes.
You then decided you all wanted to fry up. Of course you did. And so you went down to a greasy fisherman's wharf where you ended up sort of getting yourself sort of a big, you found yourself a sort of a calf, a greasy spoon sort of calf, and you got yourself a nice meal, sort of meat and eggs and bread and you sat by the fish. You sat sort of by the pier on the pier, and ate that. And while that was happening, Vistra was recovering from her night's sleep in this really nice dwarven room in the Gnome Sweet Gnome, which is the bar that you were currently staying in. You ended up going down to the downstairs and found out, horror of horrors, that someone had robbed the poor old lady down the hall of her 7 silver spoons and 45 copper pieces.
No.
And he very kindly gave her your breakfast and decided and said that you keep an eye out for anyone who might have done this, and managed to get away with it. And so you walked out of there with a set of 7 silver spoons, one for each year that they'd known each other before they married. It was their engagement gift. It was the engagement gift to the old lady and her husband. And you walked off with those. And you also you also then decided that you wanted something to eat because you were offered grain and muesli, and it was like a really healthy sort of vegan breakfast. You decided you wanted nothing to do with that, and you went down to the fish. You went down to the sort of the Fisherman's Greasy Spoon Cafe as well. Ended up meeting up with Rogar and Weird Hal. Weird Hal was being hit on by a sailor, didn't seem to realise it, and.
Oh, he realized it. He just didn't acknowledge.
He just didn't acknowledge that it happened. You then decided that you were going to go and speak with Ontharr Froom, except that Vistra decided she did not want to go and speak with Ontharr Froom, so she would meet you later outside the Lightbraid's temple. You went to speak to Ontharr Froom. You asked him a little bit about what was going on. You asked him about Serena and whether she was trustworthy. He replied that he felt that she was. Serena Starbright, just to recap people who haven't followed, she is the Lightblade, who is basically an elite Paladin Templar order, which helps to govern and to enforce the rules of Elturel, the capital city of Elturgard. And you decided that, she decided that she might offer you some work when she spoke to you next. But you decided you wanted to get a bit more information on beforehand. You spoke to Ontharr Froom, and he showed grudging respect for Serena, even if he didn't completely agree with the methods of her order, and said that you could probably trust her, and that she most likely would offer you any information she offered you would be good, and that the advice would be useful and probably beneficial to you. You also afterwards sort of spoke to him a little bit about sort of what was going on with the Horde of Horde of Dragon Queen, the Cult of the Dragon. You shared all your information with all the maps that you'd found, all the information about Runa Monda, and he concurred with what you'd done. He said that you'd done a good job, and that also that he would need to contact Leosin and other members if you could find other members of his order if you could find them, to try and sort of plan what's going to happen next. He said you probably need about 2 days to do that.
If I can interject for just a second,
yeah.
Weird Hal also lied to both Uthor and Serena, telling them both that the other person was saying a lot of nice stuff about him.
Well, you did lie about Serena, but then I remember Ontharr Froom did say some nice things about Serena afterwards, so you didn't actually lie about what Ontharr Froom said. He did say some quite respectful things about Serena, even though he didn't say, maybe he didn't say, I love her, but he did say, yeah,
I think I just exaggerated how complimentary he was.
You made some very good conversational decisions. Either way, it seemed to work, and you pressed the right triggers to get them talking to you in sort of a more complimentary fashion about each other, sort of to open up to each other, open up about each other. I need to give you some. I have actually no experience for that, but since it won't really affect your character level at this time, I'm going because you've just got to level 5, so I don't think it won't really affect your character level just yet. So I'll give it all to you at the end of today's session because I want to get that.
Can't wait for that 12,000 XP.
There's no 12,000 XP. You then, so then afterwards, you decided you were going to go and speak to Serena. and that you afterwards were going to pick up Vistra afterwards. So you went to speak to Serena. Serena spoke to you about. She told you that there was a number of children going missing, and these were children that were the young, the homeless, the very vulnerable younger people. Even though some people have been spirited away from some of the convents and some of the the poorhouses. And she asked you to try and help. She said that really the only clue she had was that one child had been spotted by another street child being abducted and taken into the sewers by two figures covered in black cloaks. The only other clue that she could give you was that one of the children, she thought she was exaggerating at the time, mentioned that the hands of the people trying to push the child into the sewers were clawed, had claws on them. She said the only way that she could get you the only way that she could actually get you to do this job for her is if she was able to induct you. She was able to basically deputize you into a special order of sort of like watchmen or city guards that specialized in patrolling the sort of the ruined underways of Elturel, because Elturel, like a lot of cities and civilizations, is built upon the ruins civilization, and there's a lot of sort of winding tunnels and collapsed buildings, and it's a very sort of almost like a maze, a labyrinth down there, and she mentioned that the Order of the Dark Blades, which was normally for people who like to be out of the sort of the limelight and but wanted to do a useful job and would apply some very particular set of skills in the defense of the city, decided to work for them, and basically the symbol of the Dark Blade was the matte black daggers that they carried on their waists. It acts as their sort of their shield of office. She did deputize you in order to do this. You did accept it, and she gave you five Dark Blades in order to induct yourselves and also two other members of your party. That's all you are. Also, you did slip up and mention that the halfling that was traveling with you was not actually a halfling, but was actually a dwarf who wanted to remain anonymous, so she will remember that.
Thanks for that.
Hashtag sorry, not
that
sorry.
was, I think, weird.
Accidentally on purpose.
Yeah, so basically, the Dark Blades are an organization dedicated to patrolling and covering, infiltrating vermin and enemies from below. As I said, Elturel are built on ruins of civilization. There are cracks into places like the Underdark from there, so you sometimes get quite dangerous beasts coming up. And the Dark Blades used to be the group that patrolled that. Unfortunately, the popularity of the Dark Blades has fallen into sort of to the wayside, and the order itself is technically no longer existing.
Pluto, is it me or is the audio really low? By the way, hi, happy birthday!
Oh, hey, Plutonium. Sorry, is the audio really low? Is that am I speaking too softly here, everybody?
No. The thing is, it's my end, to be honest. I'm not sure how I can turn up the entire. All of the levels are in the green, but if I start turning up levels, they start redlining and distorting. I don't know how to turn up the entire master volume so that everything gets as it is, and then.
You got Plutonium. You got a little volume key on the side of your phone. You can press that and turn it up. Okay. Thank you very much for the birthday.
And again, we're one away from affiliate, and we've ticked every other box. So
we put the word out.
Yeah.
Come from far and wide. Okay, so this is basically where I left you at the end of it. You decided you were going to go get Vistra, who's currently sitting outside the Pilgrim's Palace, basically outside the Lightblades temple. Not the Pilgrim's Palace, it's a different thing. Got to that, yeah. Different location. And so you currently said you were going to walk to try and find the other members of your party. Copernicus is currently with you, I believe, because he's sitting with you. So he's currently with you. He's sort of hiding in your shadow. He's walking around with you, and you're basically going to get. And Vistra, before we begin with like, the main tale, before they meet up with you, you said you wanted to do something.
Yes,
First.
I wanted to go around and try and find like the seediest, darkest place in the city and sort of talk to like-minded individuals as myself and see if I can find out anything about oh no, I forgot his name. The guy that attacked me. Because I was
This is the test. This is a test of your history. This is a test of your knowledge.
memory is awful. Um,
Roll
isn't
for it.
Yeah, I'll try. Let's see.
Roll a history. See if you can remember it.
Yay.
It
Write it
happened
down.
last night. Alright. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Come
You
on.
remember? Oh yeah, you remember. Suddenly you remember. Cadrinax, the ring. Yes.
Cadrinax,
Yes, Cadrinax, a member of the Hand.
Yes, I want to go around and sort of look around, and yeah, just go to some pubs, alleyways, wherever. See if I can pick up anyone talking in thieves' cant, maybe, or signs
Okay.
obscured, and yeah, try and get some lowdown on where he is so I can take him out.
All right. So give me 1 second. I just want to check something out on your character sheet quickly because I've got you here. Istra. Character sheet. Okay, well, roll. You could roll an investigation check for me because you're doing a bit of you're looking out to try and find people. Either that, or you could do let's just say investigation. Yeah, 21. All right, so
It's because Pat's not here to steal my good rolls.
Well, you walk around. You basically walk around. It's not that hard to find the CD of El Terrell. I mean, a lot of the unlike every great civilization, there's often a seedy underbelly to that great civilization, and there are those areas where the light does not tread. Let us say, you coming from Baldur's Gate, you would have had dealings with El Terrell in the past. Maybe in this legal light. In your more sort of legal days, you would have been dealing with El Terrell, but you would know of some of the seedier contacts that you could possibly try to sort of scare up while you're in the city. So you go down to basically it's a turned off alley off the side of one of the temples dedicated to Torm. And as you head down that alley, there's a passageway which leads you into almost like a hidden alleyway. Into like a sort of a hidden courtyard. You can see as you get down there are a number of faces that maybe you might recognize from some of your dealings. Maybe not friends, but definitely people of notoriety that you would know of. And you approach one of them and ask them, using thieves' cant to show your understanding that you were supposed to be there. You ask them sort of some questions regarding. You're asking about the hand. You're asking about the.
I'm asking about the ring, the hand, and I've forgotten his name again. Fenrex.
All right, I want you to roll 3 investigation checks for me, please.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so you managed to corner an individual that he's Yuan T, quite a slippery individual that you remember actually owes you a favor from a deal that you did for him in Baldur's Gate. You corner him; he's very unwilling to talk to you. Obviously, you're quite an unpopular person at the moment amongst the criminal underclasses, but there is, as I say, honor among thieves in a way, and he does owe you a favor. So he sits down with included section of a ratty old bar, where in a place where there's sort of there's sort of dancing girls and all and dancing guys and like sort of like a pipeweed smoke filling the air, and it's very difficult to actually get a very good view on who's behind and who's behind sort of each seating area. And he says so. A couple of things he tells you. First of all, he tells you that you are currently being hunted by the Hand. There's been a sort of like almost a call has gone out. A bounty has been placed on your head, and you've been marked for capture by several high-class street thugs and individuals. Members of the Hand are also after you. He tells you that there are currently 2 members of the Hand in Elturel, one of which he does know is Cadrenax. Okay, so there's 2 members there.
I remember that name.
Sorry, did I pronounce my own names right? Let me see. Where are all my names? Cadrenax, yeah. Cadrenax the Ring. He also tells you that there is the other member. He doesn't know who she is. He can tell you that she's female, okay, and that she is a Duragar. She is a dark dwarf, okay, and she's currently looking for you as well. He can't tell you any more than that because anybody who has accosted her has not come back alive. The other thing that he can tell you with 20. Tell you this. He can tell you that the ring is not the ring and the other individual are not solely here for you. Apparently, they are currently they're currently supplying a sort of an underground resistance movement with weaponry and material. There's also talk that they are in league with a magic user of some kind who seems to have some sort of high position in this underground resistance movement to sort of the Elturel's tyranny of those seen as the underclasses.
I'd like to ask what this resistance is trying to accomplish. Is it trying to undermine Elturel's law, or is there something else going on with?
He seems quite vague as to actually what their manifesto is. It's not something that he would probably know very much about. All he's interested in is basically getting his money and passing on the information that he can make from that money and doing some few side deals. All he knows is they're a bit of a nuisance. That before the interference of the Hand, they were not particularly well organized. And he does know that destabilizing. He does know that the reason the Hand will be interested is by destabilizing the rulership of Elturel. It would provide more opportunities for criminal organizations like the Hand to infiltrate, establish entrench themselves into the society of Elturel.
A legal back door to sort of slip into to sort of utilize.
Well, yes, Discord, Revolution, Rebellion would allow the opportunities. An enterprising criminal organization to sort of slip in unnoticed and start setting itself up to become a rival power to those in charge.
So essentially,
basically Donald Trump.
Well, I was going to say, essentially, they want to turn Elturel into Gotham.
Yeah, pretty much with all the little mafia gangs. Can I look around?
I was thinking more like 1920s, but okay.
Same thing.
Can I? So when I enter this courtyard and then into this little shabby little bar, what's the rooftop situation like? What's the sort of tactical aspects? Would it be kind of good to have enemies there to pounce on?
Well, I mean, what I'm going to say is, as you did your investigation, you did high level. I mean, you were careful about it. You cornered people the way you need to. I mean, this is not like this. This is basically like almost like a tin roofed shack. You know, it's not exactly high grade building materials. It probably is collapsible and could be moved in case the authorities came by and tried to search the place.
Was there other exits and entries?
I mean, from where as I said, the whole area is kind of like sort of obscured with smoke and music from the band and dancing. I mean, there are several entrances, in each of which is guarded by a rather large sort of looking individual male and female sort of bouncers, sort of protecting the way in. Most of them tend to be over 6 feet and quite heavily muscled. Except for the maybe the one or two dwarf or halfling bouncers, which are sort of walking around. Of course, that's nothing to do with that. It's just genetics. Yes, I mean, it's not exactly. I mean, you could probably burst through a wall if you had to. You know, if you wanted, you could probably jump through like, the plaster walls of the place. It's not exactly Fort Knox to get into or out of.
No, that's not a problem. Is there any other place in El Toral which has good access to the roofs as well as sort of open area, quite good to get the drop on someone?
Probably the temples, the
Maybe
larger
Storm?
buildings. The temples and the grander buildings with higher viewpoint to see from. I mean, are you planning on scaling the rooftops?
I'd like to say to the last person I spoke to in the shabby bar and say, look, I want to be
You're
in the good
anti
books.
informant, yeah.
Yeah, I want to be back in their good books. I'm. This is a deception, by the way, for the DM to know. But I don't. I want to make it up. I want to make it up to my old boss, you know, and I prefer not to die. But yeah, I'll do anything they need. Also, I may have some information about the resistance. I feel there might be something not quite right going on with regards to one of their supplies, funnily enough, that you mentioned that to me. But I have some information about that could be
Okay.
rewarded
Roll a
for them.
deception check.
Also, can I add one more thing before I do the deception? And also, I'd like to say to him, I can meet them. I can meet them near the Temple of Torm to discuss this with them.
Okay. Roll a deception check.
Oh God, please! I've done so well.
Oh.
I'm sorry. He looks at you disbelievingly. He says, "Once you leave the hand, you never get back in. I can't. You know this better than anyone. I can't. And you're going to put me even more. You're going to put me in even more danger by making me go and talk to the hand. Put me in a position like that. No. You're on your own. You're on your own, girl." And he sort of stands up and sort of sidles out of the bar and.
You owe me a favor.
He said, "And now it is repaid."
Oh no.
Oh yes, it's repaid. We're done here. And if you come after me, well, I may not be able to go to the hand, but I know who can talk to them. And he walks off.
I am just red-faced. I am just pissed, really. And I'm just in a foul mood now, and I'm just gonna stomp out. If someone walks past me, I am like proper shoulder thumping them out the way. I don't care.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, you managed to get out. You hear squeals of indignation as you bang through people, stomping on people's toes, sort of just bulldozing your way through. One of the bouncers sort of jumps out of your way as you come through the doorway. and you can see that you've left a few sort of angry people behind you, but really that's as you manage to make your way to the exit and back up the alleyway up to the main streets, you don't feel that you don't feel that you've gathered a following of any kind.
Okay. I from last session, I don't think I've done this yet. Where I was planning to go to the Blades and make a note and see if Rogar and Weird Hal were there.
Okay, so you're
Ooh,
going
nice.
to the Light-based temple.
Yeah,
You haven't done that yet.
Perfect. So I will then use my illusionary script.
Okay.
And I will, in my power for this, I will state that party members can read its true meaning, but anyone else, it has a different meaning, basically.
Okay, so for party members, it's regular. For anyone else, it's a recipe for strudel.
Something like no, it needs to be something specific. But when I create it, it's gonna basically say like Rogar, Weird Hal, the other party members. I'm here waiting outside. To any other person, they just think it's just a note about asking someone around, because I've signed my name on the true meaning. So I've gone like,
all right.
it's me, but I don't want
Well,
people
that's a
inside
spell
knowing
slot
it's
for you. So you want to take
That's,
the spell
yep.
slot off. Okay.
I believe that lasts for 8 hours as well.
Okay. So are you sort of like leaving it on or something, and then
So
hiding in a tree?
somebody, a paladin that's like walking in, I'm gonna pass and go, oh, excuse me, I'm really busy. Can you pass this note for inside?
Okay.
That's who it's for, which does say Rogar and no, it says their descriptions, I think.
He says the passing paladin. There's not a lot of passing paladins would be going into the Lightblades temple, but okay, you could say I'll say that you notice a clerk who's rushing sort of towards the temple, and while you do so, you sort of entreat him to deliver your note. He looks harried, looks worried, just grabs it basically out of your hand. It's on the temple.
If they're not in there, bring it back.
And what are you going to do then?
I'm just going to sort of wait in the shadows and just keep an eye out on the door.
Okay. So
I don't know if they're in there or not already.
It's about an hour. You wait about an hour, and you start to see, and then you start. I don't want to say it's like a T-Rex, like the water starts vibrating as he approaches, but you start to sort of you sort of see some like emotion. Some of the crowd is parting quite desperately to get out of the way of a very large individual, you're still sort of in the shadows, probably sort of. There's a number of sort of small like little groves with trees surrounding the temple, little sort of patches of green with a few trees and maybe a few sort of orchard-like trees, apples, pears, things like that. And you're sort of seconded yourself underneath a tree, hidden in one of the shade of one of those trees. And
I'm going to take an apple and eat it because I feel like an arsehole.
Okay, you've eaten an apple. And as you do so, so as you sort of you're munching on this apple, it's a bit tart. Maybe it's a bit too new to be completely ripe. But you see two figures that you recognise, sort of rushing their way into the into sort of the courtyard of the Lightblades temple. One is a 7-foot tall dragon. Well, you see three figures actually. One is a 7-foot tall dragonborn wearing sort of chainmail and sort of a leather blacksmith's apron over the front, carrying a massive hammer. Behind him, you've got a long-haired man with his beard. He's carrying a very weird-looking instrument on the back. It looks like a pair of bellows with a pipe attached to it. He's also carrying a number of daggers about his person. and a lute, and a lyre, and a few other bits and pieces. And you sort of identify him as a bard straight away, and you also see a little figure sort of huddled in what looks to be a cloak or sailcloth of some kind, sort of rushing. You can see a little scaly tail coming out. First glance, he looks maybe like a young dragon, but you of course know this is not the case. This is you notice this is Rogar, Weird Hal, and Copernicus making their way towards the entrance of the light blade temple.
I'll leave them be. I'm just going to stay in the shadows. I'll let them go in because I'm assuming that they were doing something and now they're going in to see Selena. So I'm going to let them do their thing and they'll get the note so they know I'm around.
Okay, well, first of all, when they come in, I want to see whether they actually see.
I'm sort of like in the shadows.
It doesn't matter. They can still see you. You didn't actually say you were. You didn't say you were going to take a stealth check.
No, I didn't. That's
so you can
true.
take stealth checks. So I want to see if they notice. If we take a perception check, please, for each of us. I'll take Copernicus as well.
Perception.
Am I taking perception as well?
Well, you're not trying to hide. You didn't say you were trying to hide. See whether they've sort of passively noticed you, or they. Well, I should have done a passive perception, to be honest. My brain is not working at the moment.
Well, technically, we are heading here to look for Vistra. This is the moment where we were going to be meeting her, so we don't know when she's going to be here. So I imagine we are actually looking for her.
Okay, so you are actively looking around to try and find her.
Yeah.
Copernicus will look
Just
as well.
if we see her anyway.
Perception.
In the meantime, while we're walking down the street, Rogar, just as we get into, I mean, obviously, I don't know that she can hear this, but just as she gets into earshot, she hears Rogar saying to Weird Hal, so what we really need to do now is if we get ourselves a cart, and just before we grab the bad guy, or if the bad guy runs away, we can kind of slide across the back of the cart, and it would just look really cool as we go about doing our Darkblade duties.
Don't break the DM. Don't break the DM.
Weird Hal is just like looking at Rogar like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I'm getting Ghostbusters.
And I reckon, you know, and if we get, what we really need to do, what we could get is we could get Colby in the back of a car. If we start, you know, like chasing bad guys in a cart, and maybe they've got a cart too, and we have Colby in the back just making noises so that people know to get out of the way.
Well, if we're chasing somebody in a cart, why don't we just shoot the hooves of the horse and give it a flat tire?
Hey, that sounds really cool. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Oh my god, it's like Rogar's going fuck. Yeah, treasure. All right. So with a 14, since she's not actively trying to hide, I would say that Rogar could see you because I mean you're not actively trying to stealth from him. I mean you don't have a passive stealth, so you're sitting down eating an apple, so Rogar, as you sort of run towards the entrance of the temple, you see a sort of small huddled shape sitting down under the tree eating an apple. This is a for a dwarf, middle-aged dwarf female. She seems to be sort of staring fixedly at the entrance of the place, and she seems to her eyes seem to lock onto you as you see her. She gives a cheeky little wave, waves her apple at you, and sort of I don't know, chucks it into the nearest donation bin. She walks past and chucks it as she walks towards you.
So what have you found out?
That's littering.
I gave it to a good cause.
It's not how that works. Anyway, and I'm going to produce one of the daggers, and I'm going to hand it to her very proudly, and I say, "You're now a Darkblade.
I'm a what?
You're a cop.
That's really not my thing. Why do I want to be a cop? What do I get out of it?
We get to do really good things around the town. Actually, you know those things you spoke about last night? Those shadowy figures?
Yeah.
They, I think they've been, we were talking to, we went to talk to Serena, and she said, she told us about these kids that are going missing. And I have a feeling, considering the description she gave us, what little she had, and the description you gave us of what you saw last night, they seem to tally up. And
What, you think that weird creature with like the red eyes and the claws is doing something and taking children?
I mean, descriptions, they sounded similar. I mean, you had eyewitness description, and of course Serena only gave us second, third, fourth hand experience description, but they seem to tally up some of the things.
Should just
So Weird House speaks up at this time and he says, you know, guys, I don't know if you remember this, but were-rats.
Oh
Fish
yeah,
gives a look and goes, "Really?
yeah. I mean,
rat?
they could be,
I
but
don't remember seeing
nevertheless,
something."
nevertheless, we're now Darkblades, and we have authoritative powers, but only in the sewers.
Also, these fancy dark blades.
I mean, yeah, they look cool. I mean, they're pretty well made, actually. I kind of like this. It looks good.
So hearing the authority, and considering what Vistra's personally had to deal with, she unhappily, but yeah, she accepts the blade and goes, "For power!"
Well, don't forget as well that your own background that you designed would probably make you, the idea of children being stolen away would probably hit you quite hard.
It does, but I'm still angry about my situation earlier with the auntie. So at the moment, my life at the moment, I think, I don't know, she's tired and she's fed up. So.
And what you need to do, Vistra, is if you put that somewhere, make sure it's really visible so that everybody knows that you're a cop, and then we can open doors.
Do I have to have it visible all the time, or can I just like pop it on when we need it?
Well, I mean, it's kind of it's one of those things that people are looking for. So we can it's like you don't see a town's guard walking around and then suddenly huzzah opens up and he's got all his regalia hidden behind cloaks and things.
Well,
So
it's unpredictable. People wouldn't suspect that.
I mean, we're not hunting down illegal, illicit smuggling rings here or anything. So it's not like we need to be undercover. I think we should wear them proudly. I mean, I have mine just here on my beltlet, so everybody can see it.
Yeah, that's where my decaying Sirenwrath head is.
Hey, yeah, I keep forgetting you're actually walking very lopsided.
I
Massive
really am.
half-dragon head.
Yeah. I say, well,
We really need to find a bag to put that in.
You have a bag of holding, don't forget.
Or any random fire pit would suffice.
Yeah.
No. This is a gift. This is a gift for Leo for when we see
Who has
him.
the bag of holding at the moment? Is that Tack?
I think it's Tack.
Yeah, Tack's got the bag. You've got the elven boots, haven't you? So
I've got the elven boots.
You get advantage to stealth checks.
I do, yeah.
With sound.
I'll say to Rogar, like, and with how like there is children involved. All right, and then I put the dagger up again and go for the children, and I mean it in that respect. And then I'll.
Hashtag for the kids.
Rogue, I mean, you can see Rogue and Weird how you can kind of see this. So you can see the disappointment, like the fact that she has to work with the good guys for really that she has that she's been told what to do. I think more is that something there's a problem there, but at the same time, you also see that you know that she is sincere in wanting to help you.
Excellent. Well,
Right,
your confliction is noted and swiftly ignored. And
Okay.
but we don't actually need. We were going to be planning on going into the temple, but I don't actually think we need to now. How did you have any? Did you want to follow up inside the temple?
Not particularly, no.
No. I mean, we were going to go in there, but I don't think we need to now. Everything we spoke to when we spoke to Serena. We've pretty much got everything as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, the only person that I was looking forward to speaking to is that dwarf with the summer teeth, and I haven't seen her anywhere. So
Well,
let's just get on with our mission.
You know she's off on patrol at the moment because that's what Mary the barmaid told you.
Oh, that's right. She did tell me about her work schedule. That's right. So she is working right now, which means.
Can I ask? You have to you still have to send me that. You still have to send me that note as to what you actually filled out your Knickers monthly order to be, because it's been. I need to remember how many days have passed.
I literally sent that immediately when you asked it, and it's still the same day.
Yes, yes, it is. I will find out. Do you send us a note or as a message? Okay. All right. Cool.
I think Weird Hal wrote it on a book that had a face on it, and had it.
The other thing that we've done since we split from you at the cafe, we did go to go and see Froome, and he's going to go and speak to Leosin. So we've got a couple of days of hunting down these kids.
You got 2 days before we can speak to you again.
Telling Vistra that we've got a couple of days to see if we can track down these kids that are going missing. I'm wondering if it's worth. We need to go and see if we can track down Pedrick and Tak. See if Otar's around somewhere.
Yeah, I kind of need one of you to actually go back into that temple. I used a special note, and I must get it back. Oh, hang on. Is the note itself magical, or is I put the enchantment on a random note? I can't remember.
You put the enchantment on a note.
Okay,
it will say whatever you want it, and you can automatically you can just end it if you want to. It's part of your magic, so you can just say ending.
Yeah, but it lasts 8 hours, and that's a waste of. No, yeah, I'll cancel it. It's cancelled now. I'll slightly wreck on that and go. Well, if we don't need to go there, and you've already talked to Serena and that Pillock as well, Unthra, then where else do we go? Unthra. Where else do we go then? Where would we find Otar and where would I
to the sewers?
Did Pedrick tell us where he was going?
Pedrick and Tak decided they were going to go to Pedrick is going to the local chapter of his his order.
Yeah.
He's basically gone there because he's been called in, and Tak has there was a message sent for him to come and sort of speak to them and update them, and Tak went along with mainly probably because he thought there might be food in thing. I haven't quite decided, but he decided to tag along. Otar kind of disappeared in the middle of the night. He sort of went off, and he said that he was going to try and get some work, or was going to do something to try and hone his skills while he was there. But he hasn't. He's not actually currently around. Sort of. This is the DM saying that they're not available to you at this particular time.
Yeah, I think maybe we should leave a note back at the two Black Antlers. Let them know that this is what we're undertaking, and if they don't see us back there or hear any different, then they can find us in the sewers.
DM.
Yep.
With this dark blade that I've been handed, is it just a standard 1d4 plus 3 piercing, or is it?
Yeah, it's a standard dagger. It's a standard dagger,
Mhm.
but if it's a standard dagger, but as a darkened steel blade, it's a dark blade, so it's specifically designed to be difficult to see in the dark. So what I've said is it counts as a normal dagger, but if you use it in order to initiate a sneak attack, which has to be done in your main hand, in your offhand, then it will give you advantage on the attack, which means you'll be able to do your sneak attack. Even if there's no one within 5 feet, or if you don't have an advantage, you'll be able to initiate your sneak attack.
Sneak attack will always be like on auto, basically.
You'll always be able to do your sneak attack as basically in close
With that
combat
particular dagger, yeah.
with that dagger,
as
and it gives
well
you advantage on the attack.
And you also said that it's hard to see it in the dark. So
Yeah.
hard
Just don't drop
to...
it.
All right, cool. So,
all right.
DM, for future note, I will have my dagger in my main hand, and then my short sword. Actually, and my short sword in my secondary hand.
Okay.
Dagger, then short sword. The dark dagger, then short sword.
Okay.
Lovely. All right, and yeah, so I put the dark blade. I've got Signrath's head on my left, but I'll put the blade on my right hip. I'll be like, all right, guys, well, let's go round up the others.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll head to the Black Antlers, and I'll leave a note and the last 2 daggers, explaining to anybody who goes back to any one of the party who goes back to the bar.
Are you going to give Colbernicus a dagger, or are you going to give it to the party member?
Yeah, I'll give it to. I won't. No, I'll give it to. I'll leave it for. I know Tak will be able to use one, and Pedrick might like one. But either way, I'll leave them. I'll leave both of them at the 2 Black Antlers, along with a note explaining what they are, what we're doing, and yeah, and basically just saying that if they don't hear any different, i.e. we haven't come back out of the sewers and come back to the 2 Black Antlers, that's where they'll find us.
Okay, so basically, as you
Are they going to know also that there's not enough blades?
Nope, probably not. Because you only requested the 5, so. As you sort of you go to the 2 Black Antlers, the pair of Black Antlers, sorry. And you manage to corner the bartender, the quite highly strung tiefling Morton.
Yep.
He looks at you and as if to say, you mentioned, I need you to take these daggers. 2 of our party members will be returning soon.
Yep.
And I need you to put a note to meet us at the sewers. We'll be tackling a city.
I'll also pass him 2 gold for his trouble.
All right, take 2 gold off. His mood softens a bit at the sight of the gold.
Yeah.
He looks up at you and he says, "Well, finally, someone who will pay a tiefling for a decent day's work."
Is there any way that I could sleight of hand and see if I could take one of the gold?
Do you really want to have a tabaxi situation going on? Okay, let's do it then. Sleight of hand him. Try. I'm going to see if he'll notice that you've done it. So it's a third. You rolled a history check.
Oh, I rolled sleight of hand.
19 sleight of hand. All right. I need to. Oh, I don't really have anything beyond NPC stats, but okay. So I'm just gonna roll the d20. So he doesn't notice. Rogar, do you?
Let me just have a look. Hang on. Perception.
No, you don't. You notice that that Vistra is not where she's supposed to be. She's sort of like she does almost like a little circle around the teeth. As if admiring him and sort of like he's sort of like
so nice.
It's nice to see a lady who actually understands finer things. So he's primping and sort of like showing off his fashionable clothes to you.
Yes, they are exquisite. You must be mad with the ladies.
Yeah, you managed to palm the 2 gold out of his pocket.
Oh, both of them. Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah. So as he puts them into his pocket, you spin around him and they end up. And so Rogar, lose 2 gold. I'll take Morton is going to be mortified when he finds out he's lost his 2 gold, and Vistra is now 2 gold rich. I do love when people play to their character alignment. It's like Vistra's in it for Vistra. So there we go. That's the way it goes. Luckily, you didn't get. Okay. Are you heading back to the sewers now, or are you going to speak to Serena, or what's?
No, I think she's already given us everything we needed, wasn't it? She told us where we can find the entrance.
She did say that she would have to let you to it because she has to unlock the gatehouse for you to actually get in.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say to the others, should we go and get her to let us in then, or?
Oh, gotta meet her again.
GM,
damn! I'm gonna have to change into my halfling.
Yep.
If Vistra gets advantage on attack from her dagger, giving her the ability to get sneak attack with each attack, does that mean we all get advantage on attack with the dagger?
Yep. If it's in your main hand, you get advantage on the attack. You don't get. If it's in your main hand, you get advantage attack, and you're under. That's the other thing. I'm sorry, I should.
It has to be somewhere dark. We need to be somewhere dark.
It has to be somewhere relatively dark. So I would say somewhere underground, a cavern or a dungeon or something like that.
Just keep away. Just keep away from Rogar, because you haven't noticed yet, but his warhammer currently glows.
Yeah, it's like how much does it glow? Is it like 20 feet? Or...
It's I don't have the words.
These are quite powerful items. Okay, so I mean, this is you're going into quite. I'm going to be completely honest. You're not metagaming here, but you're going into it. What's probably going to be relatively difficult with only 4 people. So the items I upgrade slightly.
Yeah.
Helpful.
Right, cool. I'm gonna say, oh god, do I need? Oh, I need to change into my halfling disguise. She hasn't seen me as a dwarf.
Yeah, about that.
Oh wait. No, hang on. Didn't Rogar actually tell me that he screwed up?
No,
from
not
last
yet.
session? Or...
Not yet.
No,
I've only just seen you. So yeah, I'm gonna say about that. I'm not very good at lying and remembering when I'm lying. So I mentioned that we had a dwarf in the party, and she remembered that we didn't have a dwarf.
Why? We'd have. Why didn't you stop him?
How do you stop somebody saying something?
Make him laugh hysterically or something. I don't know. Oh, thank you. Now I've got to try and rub her up the right way. Oh, let's get.
I didn't know he was going to say it either. To be fair.
Yeah. Little Copernicus is looking at you down. You've all got a dagger and he doesn't have one, but he's sort of sitting there going. And
dagger probably outweighs his whole body.
And to Rogar, he's going. It's okay, Copernicus. You are still part of the team. You are still part of the team.
I'll say to Rogar, what's he saying?
He, I also have difficulty counting, and I don't quite have enough daggers to go around. So he's not very happy with that. But, and I will say in Draconic to him, I say, listen, you're more powerful than just a puny dagger. And I'll be saying this in Draconic to him. The daggers.
He looks up at you. His eyes are a bit shiny and wet. He looks
Yeah.
up at you.
You do more damage with your magic than you could ever do with a dagger. So, yeah. And then I'll turn back to the other party. Our party members and say, "Shall we go to the sewers then?"
I love people getting tired of Copernicus. Like, just shut up, Copernicus, and follow us. Shootings of magic when needed.
Oh, he's so cute still.
I hope we don't run into any, prepubescent,
Rats.
sort of samurai amphibians or anything like that.
Oh, I know.
They're not prepubescent. Prepubescent, that would be like child, Stuff like 11-year-old.
Some adolescent, genetically modified,
Genetically
samurai.
modified. Do you mean polymorph experiment?
Weird how I have heard of this too. I have heard of prepubescent, massive fat turtles that live in the sewers.
Wait a minute, no.
Not
I heard stories of half-shelled heroes.
This is living ham.
But there was also like this massive rat as well. It's like the leader.
Wasn't he called Piece of Wood or something?
I think it was piece of wood stuck in body. We'll find out.
Happy birthday, Xander. Look at him, you guys.
It's like I'm ignoring you all.
What we need to do actually before we go down there, what we need to do is we need to find some flatbreads. We'll put some cheese on it and make sure that we've used them as a bribe.
Tell you what, all I have to do is change the name of the hand to the foot, and we're done. It's not the thumb, it's the big toe.
Oh my god.
Right, anyway. To Serena.
Little do you know that your talk in the bar has started a conspiracy system. throughout Morton meets with the other bartenders, spreads the tale of giant reptiles living in aquatic reptiles living in the sewers. That can only be appeased by the application of flatbread and cheese melted in a stone-baked oven. Regular interval.
On the way out of the bar, I start talking about this new form of transportation where you get a piece of wood and attach 4 wheels underneath it, and you stand on it, and you ride along, so you don't have to walk anywhere.
Cowabunga, dudes!
Cowabunga does not exist in this universe.
Cowabunga's the name of the contraption that Rogarth has made.
Oh God, yes. Well, they're well famed for their skills. You have the fighter, the artificer. You've got the fighter, the artificer. You've got the rogue and the bard.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And they're color coded just for your convenience.
Oh no! Oh no! I have just literally started creating a D&D campaign in my head.
Oh God! Oh God!
There's even a player. There's a turtle player character race. I mean, it's completely doable.
Yes, we're getting backtracked now. We're getting backtracked. Plus,
Anyway.
turtles I think are like 2 feet high. If I'm, they're quite small.
Yeah, but they're mutated.
Oh my God!
Rogarth,
Possibly the half orc.
DM, should we go on a break before we go and meet Serena?
I'm in pain. My campaign is in pain.
My
Literally, the
stomach
screen is
hurts, you
bleeding.
guys.
The screen is bleeding. My
Oh,
eyes are full of
guys,
pixels.
My stomach hurts so bad.
Should we see if we can actually just get you guys into the tours before we actually take a break? Then we can actually say, hey, we're going to start an hour and a half after we were going to start.
Yeah.
I whisper to Rogar and I go, I really hope there won't be like any like ninja type people down there.
Me too. And I'll start heading off towards Serena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Let's
Alright,
let's just get out of here before.
Well, that's not as bad as the magical school for wizardry that's said to be in the highlands of Elturel. Okay, so cool. All right. So, as you sort of as you head towards back to the gatehouse, it's starting to get sort of about towards midday now, about 12 o'clock in sort of in the afternoon. You had your breakfast, you walked around. This was all happening. It took about 2 hours for you to go and find your contact. So for you to go and speak to Serena first. So let's say as you sort of you get there, it's approaching. Let's say about approaching 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Actually, just give it a little bit longer to take that. And as you see that Serena is still on duty there. They don't seem to be a large carts coming in at the moment. She's standing around talking to one of her subordinates. You can see that towards the three sun rays on his insignia, that he is a supplicant in rank, and he seems to be arguing with Serena. But she's very firmly sort of like rebuttaling him, and as you sort of approach, you can hear. But they're unknown, Lightblade. That's for me. That it is under my jurisdiction to appoint whoever I wish. Supplicant, you will stand down and return to your duties. But Pete, stand down and return to your duties. Okay. We do not wish to have to enact. We do not wish to have to enact some disciplinary measures. Shall we say, your lack of decorum. He's sort of individual. He's supplicant. He's about 5'2". He's very short, human male. He's wielding a spear and wearing regular guard wear with a blue tabard. The symbol of Elturel, which is a sunburst over a green field, and a golden badge which has a sunburst with three rays extending downwards. And you see he gets sort of is in a bit of a huff, but he moves off back to the other supplicant guarding the gate. As you move towards her, Serena looks up. She notices you, Rogar, and she notices Weird How, and even little Kobolds. She then sort of sees a person she hasn't seen walking alongside them, and turns party her full attention. So Rogar, you've returned.
Yes, and I might say that one day I might actually come and speak to you when I don't interrupt an argument that you're having with somebody.
You must forgive my subordinates. To them, you are relatively relatively unknown factor, and although it is now mainly disbanded, the Dark Blade is quite a prestigious rank to bestow upon someone. I'm afraid that some of our adventurous and outspoken members of our order are quite keen on me allowing any uninducted members into the order. As I explained, is within my authority to wish, and unfortunately, our supplicants ranked members, they still don't see eye to eye with me on this. However, I am their light blade, and they follow my question. When it comes, particularly without question in front of others, and as it's you are here, I take the task I've engaged you for.
Yeah, no. Hopefully, if we do our job well, we can ease some of that distrust, perhaps, amongst
Well,
your,
yes, coming back and returning some of the children, or even coming back with news about what's actually happened, would greatly assist you with your image. Yes.
With that in mind, we wanna get cracking straight away. We have a few days before what we came to Elturel for.
Before you go, I have a gift for your party. This is you may not know, but it's one
There's
of
a
the
party.
You may not know, but it's one of the great holy days of our calendar. The feast of Xander, and on this day, our temple makes donations and gifts to those who are basically to those who have come to us and have offered us aid in the past. I'm preempting this, using my authority to lay my hands on I hope will be a very useful item for you while you're down in the sewers. This was actually standard practice when the Dark Blades were in force. They would often carry one of these vials with them, and she produces a small velvet bag, and inside there are 7 small. How many party members do we have, including we've got 6, including Corbernicus, so that'd be 7 vials. So she produces 7 vials of a potion, and she gives 1 to each of you. Rogar, she gives you the X.
Yeah.
She looks at you warningly. She says, "I warn you, this potion is highly toxic if taken in succession. You will require at least a week after taking this potion for the toxins to leave your system. I do not recommend repeating the dose in that time. Hopefully give it to your other party members to join you at a later date. If not, and I will instruct to allow them into the sewers and to follow after you. If you give me a description of what they look like, I can leave that. But these potions are quite valuable to my order. The means of making them is not exactly lost, but requires quite a powerful alchemist to be able to concoct properly. You may not know it, but you most likely don't know it. But the Dark Blades once had quite a powerful champion leading them, a halfling of small stature but great heart. He was a burglar before he turned his life around, and he, because of his lightning fast attacks and almost imperceptible blows, he acquired the nickname Stinger. And we actually, this potion was actually devised by a friend of his, so it was named Stinger's Luck. This potion, it will last 8 hours once you consume it. And I'm gonna, as she goes into an explanation of the effects of it, I'm gonna explain it I'm gonna meta it, so you can just understand how it affects you in the game. So Stinger's Luck is a potion that can only be taken once per week. Okay, so if you do have any extra left after the fight, that's okay. You can keep it, but it will only work once per week. So you have to mark when you last drank it.
Yep.
Okay, because if you take it after that, then that will be there'll be very negative consequences. If you take it within that week space. Potion lasts for 8 hours, and it has the same effect as the Lucky Feat.
Oh, nice.
It's actually even better than that because it's far more potent. It lasts for 8 hours, and you will receive 3 luck points.
Nice.
Whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or saving throw, you can spend 1 luck point to roll an additional d20 and choose which one you use.
It was an attack, ability, saving throw, with everything.
Yeah, that
basically,
means
basically
that,
any D20 roll, you can re-roll it.
yeah, and this we don't. It's not re-rolling. You get to choose which. So
Yeah.
for the second roll lower, you pick the higher one. This can be very effective in the game because, for example, if you were to drink it when you had a disadvantage, if you were to use a luck point when you had a disadvantage on an attack, you could roll the extra dice and pick which dice you wanted to use. So it can actually be very useful for you getting out of tight jams. So this is Stinger's Luck. Please mark down 1 file each on your character sheet. Rogar, Colbernicus has one as well.
Yep.
And Rogar, you have 3 excess in your backpack that can be supplied to other party members as needed. I thought I'd give you all a little birthday present.
Aww.
So I got 3 extra, so I currently carry 4 of them.
You currently carry 4,
Yep.
but you would only be able to use 1 within a week's period.
Yep, no worries.
Okay. All right. So, so when you actually do drink it, if you decide to drink it before you enter, for example, or you decide down there, then you can mark as an extra resource on your sheet 3 luck points.
Yep.
All right. Okie dokie. So, she as she hands the files to you, she looks at you expectantly, and she says, "Well, I hope that my explanation is clear. Again, please do not imbibe this within the period of actually, it wouldn't be a week. Would it be a 10-day?
Yep.
Because they don't do things by
Technically.
weeks. A 10-day. So imbibe this within a 10-day. If you're ready, I will escort you to the entrance to the sewers.
Absolutely. And on the way, I will give her an explanation and description to the other 3 party members.
Okay,
that we
so she
don't
now
have
has
with
a description of Otar, Tak, and Pedro.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So she notes that down and in sort of a wax tablet that she's carrying with her.
You'll
folded
notice
up
I
and-
did, and I'm just gonna just to see if I can. I'll say I noticed. You'll notice that there's actually an extra name than what was mentioned originally when we inducted ourselves. I don't know if that changes anything.
She looks at you and she looks. I admit that I'm surprised at the abilities with you fit to admit the truth to me, or at
I
least
didn't.
admit information.
It wasn't
But-
honestly. It wasn't a deliberate attempt to hide the truth. I forget things.
Well, she looks at you sort of like a bit skeptically for a moment, but then she nods and says, "I'm sure that adventurers are often forgetting things when approached by a guard with a coterie of soldiers behind her back."
I mean, to be honest with you, it's not that. I mean, to be fair, our most recent member of the party, we've only known him for a few days, so it's kind of like, you know, we hadn't quite been through the ringer with him yet.
Fair enough. She walks you in. Follow after she walks you into the gatehouse and takes you down steps into the lower reaches of the gatehouse. It extends about 1 or 2 stories below the entrance to the gatehouse. As you sort of pass down there, she raises a hand and a glowing orb of light flashes into being and illuminates the way. She gestures for you to follow her, and she starts walking down the steps. As she reaches the bottom, she points to a large grate in the floor and says, if you would mind, Sir Rogar.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
You very easily lift it up with your massive strength. I'm not even going to.
Oh man, that's great.
28. Rogar throws it into the ceiling where it embeds itself forevermore.
I always
So,
wanted to
yeah,
make a mark on this city.
Under the city, more like, but yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So you as you sort of approach the sort of the darkness of the sewers, each of you notices quite strange about the dagger that you carry at your waist. The dagger starts to glow a gentle blue as you extend further and further into the darkness. However, only your own dagger, not the dagger of any other member of your party that you can see.
We don't. So what you're saying is we don't see other characters' daggers glow blue. Just our own eyes see our own dagger glow
Exactly.
blue as we go into the dark. Okay.
So
Roger's
yes.
gonna look at it and goes, that's he's gonna pull it out and go, well, that's weird.
Yes.
You
Serena
rang.
Serena gives a little laugh and says, I assume you've discovered one of the other properties of the dagger. It's a blackened steel dagger in a dark way is likely to be lost unless its owner is able to find it in a hurry, particularly in some of the fights that happen underground. The dagger itself, when you accepted it, attuned itself to you. It is now your item until such time as you relinquish the position of dark.
GM.
Yes.
Does this glowing dagger cast any light besides the actual
No.
dagger itself?
No. Think of it as a very thin sort of like lightsaber, or think of it almost like a Tron blue sort of glow around your weapon, but doesn't actually extend out into light. You know what I mean?
All right. So a glow,
Basically-
like glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like a glow in the dark dagger to you. No one else can see it glow in the dark except you.
So just like regular glow in the dark, only you can see it.
Yeah, it does not emit any light.
Speaking
Only
speaking
the
of
dagger
emitting
itself.
speaking of emitting light, I will now pull out my warhammer and I will carry it like a torch.
Okay. She gestures to the entrance to the sewers, and there's a large stair, there's a large sort of like stone ladder carved into the side of the entrance to the sewers. You will have to descend further to enter the sewers.
Is I can't remember. Is Serena human or is she elvish?
She's
or...
human.
She is human.
She's
I
human.
will actually speak up and say, maybe you want me to go to the front as well with you or ahead, because I do have dark vision.
Serena looks at you and says, "I'm with you."
I forgot to tell you, Vistra, she's a light blade. She has no jurisdiction under the city.
I don't care about that. I was just saying about the fact that you may not be able to actually see where you're going if you're going ahead and you
She's
Rogar
cast
are behind.
She's cast a ball of light.
Oh, I didn't know she did that.
She cast a ball of light on her way down the stairs, so she's still currently holding this light ball. Which is
I'm
hovering above her.
Vicious gonna grumble under her breath, like hardly gonna catch them in surprise, whatever's going on.
Well, you're not actually in the sewers yet. You're in the under.
But you
sewer.
never know. Vicious always prepared.
Okay. All right. So you're going to descend in sewers.
Yep.
And Serena sort of, I would say she waves you off, but she nods solemnly to you all, and then she starts to ascend the stairs again. You hear sort of before you go down, you hear the grate being pushed back into place. She starts to ascend stairs, and you guys will end up. And let's see if I've got this right. Do dynamic lighting again, and
Yay!
let's see if I and it will work. Please. I need you to.
Thing.
Sorry.
No,
Do you?
no, I'm joking.
Oh, don't. I need you to put your characters in. There should be some an area that's lit.
Is that a corner? Or in the middle? Or
I just see a black square.
I only black.
Okay, I need you to put your
Yeah.
characters. Wait a minute. Let me just
Oh,
go
of
to the
course,
right
we need to
area. Your characters need to go here.
I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
You see?
Okay. Yeah.
You see the
just
green?
about, yeah.
No, I didn't see the ping. Oh, okay.
Why is this
no,
not
I did.
emitting
I did.
light?
It's okay.
Okay, I've got you guys. So
So
Mr.
around
here.
there.
Oh, I've got you. Wait a minute. I'll move you.
Thank you.
There we go. I need to just make. We need to make your characters so they can see light.
Yep.
So if we go to your. All characters can see light. Save changes. So Rogar, can you now?
Let me have a look, see what I can see. I can't see anything yet.
You might want to right click on the token.
Oh, sorry.
Go
Okay, see,
to
I have to give you
advanced.
sight.
Yeah.
Save changes. I know what I've got to do.
Or you can just give a light that goes around us by 5 foot by 5 foot or something.
Well, currently,
Above where it-
Rogar
right.
is currently emitting
true.
bright light in 15.
I know, but you should be able to see light because the thing is.
Oh,
just
there we go.
emitting
Yeah,
light.
I can just. Yeah, I can see. There we go.
So yeah, there should be some light there. Yeah. So let me just
Yeah.
Oh, let me get it so that
right. Yep.
see what we're looking
One
at.
and
There
you can see what you're looking at. Ah!
Oh.
Stop moving things. Okay, that's just me. It's my fault because I have the touch paddle at the same time as the mouse, and that can be a little bit iffy. Now you have dark vision, so you can see 60, 30. Oh, no, how far is your dark vision? Can you check for me, please? Is it 60, 60?
Let me check. One sec.
I don't know what your dwarfish dark vision.
Let's have a look. Dark vision. Conditions. You can see in the dim light within 60 feet of you as if it were bright light, and in darkness if it were dim light. You cannot discern color in darkness, only shades of grey. So it literally only says you can see in dim light within 60 feet. That's it.
Okay, so
You can give
60
any other number.
and alright, so I'll give you your extra sight there. Rogar doesn't have it. Copernicus does have it.
Nope.
I need to give him. Copernicus has dark vision. He's a kobold. Kobolds have dark vision.
Cool.
Humans don't. And yeah, well, the thing is, you haven't done to do many fights with him outside yet. If he fights, he actually does have disadvantages to fighting outside the sun, like a drow. Because it's anything that requires a perception check with sight has a disadvantage for him. But now he's underground. He's happy again.
Yeah, and
All right.
and could you because I can't do it. I've tried many times. I don't know how to do it, but I'm currently emitting 15 feet of bright light and another 15 feet of dim light beyond that.
Okay, so you emit 30 feet in total.
Yeah, you wouldn't
15
do
of
that.
damn
That's
light.
DM only.
All players can see your light. Okay, there we go. You're now emitting it. You just won't be able to see it because you're standing in the place.
Yep.
You're currently standing next
You
to
could actually. You could just. I mean, base. You could just click on your token and then go to aura, and
I
then
don't understand how that works. I've tried many times.
It's literally just a color that just goes around your character. That's
Oh.
literally it.
I've
So
done
that
it
can
already.
just be a marker.
It's done.
No, but yeah, that's some way to do it.
Okay, and
You guys know what
Weird
to do,
Al
by the
has
way.
nothing. He can only see the light that's surrounding him. And unless he can't.
Serena and her light.
Well, Serena's gone.
Serena's not with you. She's
Oh no, she's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Rogar will look
Okay.
to Hal with his warhammer in his hand, and he'll say, "Stick with me," and I've got light with us.
and with that stirring and very moving speech, take a short break.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with the tapestry. And yeah, we'll be carrying on with what happens down in the sewers.
Okay.
Will we come across the turtles? And
I hope so.
Nate, that looks
Oh,
Right. Right, okay.
I'm
See you
so
in a bit,
making a
folks.
series of Mutant Turtle.
a bit.
Okay, see you guys later.
This is the Meeple Palace, and welcome to our Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. Welcome to the world of Faerun, a place of spell-slinging and sword-wielding adventurers out to save the world one session at a time. I am Xander, and I will be your dungeon master for this campaign. With me tonight we have Will from Basis of Operations, who plays the mighty dragonborn fighter Rogar. Kitten, also known as Super Sundry Girl, playing the wily and sneaky dwarf rogue / wizard Vistra. Our old buddy Nate, playing the audacious and brash human bard Weird Hal. Kellum, playing the unstoppable abomination-smashing human war cleric Pedrick. Point, playing the light-footed and fleet halfling rogue Tack. And Snowy, playing the keen-eyed and keen-blade Aarakocra fighter Otar. We thank you for joining us as we tell this tale. Pull up a chair and experience it all with us as we roll on to glory.
Hello, welcome
Hi.
back. Hi.
Before we just jump into the tapestry, I want to announce wonderful news about our very own basis of operations. The fact that now he is a licensed seller of Fat Dragon Games.
Yep.
Um, so do you want to tell us a little bit about that? What can be done, things like that?
Yeah, so basically, I now, because I own a 3D printer, I reached out to Fat Dragon Games, which if you just go to fatdragongames.com, you can find they are sellers of tons and tons and tons of STL 3D printer files. However, for people who don't have access to a 3D printer, I have reached out to them and signed a license so I can print and sell 3D printed files. I can't sell the actual STL files, but I can print the models and I can send them all around the world. So yeah.
Fantastic. And everyone, you'll notice that our logos on the stream have changed slightly. We've got more logos, and they are all connected with everyone that's a part of the Meeple Palace, that does role play, that does miniature painting, that does tabletop games, board games, all that wonderful, geeky, passionate stuff that we love. And you can find them all in our Discord in the community channel, as well as on Twitch. If you scroll down past the video, if you're on desktop, you'll see everyone that we support. So that's Base of Operations, Fat Dragon Games, Susie Kitty, Plutonium Odin, Nate. You know, there's so many people there that you can check out and just share the love. Go follow them. They've got their Insta, their YouTube, their Twitch, their Facebook, everything you need to find them. Their Discord, you can. So yeah, please go and give love to everyone because they're awesome.
Geeks
Okay, so
unite.
let's hell yeah. All right, so let's jump over to the tapestry. Now, the tapestry is where anyone can go into our Discord and post images from Instagram or Discord, any online URL, and you can post it there, and that will be put on the stream itself. As you can see, it's ready to go. Also, you are absolutely more than welcome if you don't want it shown on the stream itself to just post the link, ask for a permit, and just post the link into the stream chat itself and just share it with other viewers. That's totally
Yes.
cool as well. Okay, so first one is our paint off competition. It's our very first paint off competition. We're going to be doing it every 4 months. So literally the first one is from the start of November to the end of February, where you can choose one miniature or one terrain, any of your choosing. And we normally roll on the table to see what the random color scheme is going to be, as well as the themes. So the themes for this competition is going to be ancient and Asian, and the 3 colors. You can have more than that, more than these colors, but the 3 colors it does have to have as well is pink, green, and gold. So yeah, and don't forget Patreons. You have your own personal channel, so if you want to share your work, that will also be exclusively shared on the stream as well, so we can see what awesome jobs you're doing. And yeah, the voting will be at the end, and the start of March will announce the winner. You'll be proudly displayed on our winners wall of winners, and yeah, we'll then roll off for the next 4 monthly competition.
Awesome. All right, moving on. We have.
Oh my god, yeah. So this is my very first attempt at just kit bashing a Hot Wheels car, Shelby, and yeah, I'm just making this as nasty as I can, sort of going with a steampunk Necron sort of tribal sort of look going on it. Yeah, so it's currently a whip at the moment, but yeah, I'm really enjoying just the flow of creativity. And yeah, I love the fact that I can spin the back wheels and those the spears spin. I love that. I think that's so cool.
I think we've got a what's it here actually of
I got,
we've got a
yeah,
video of it. There we are.
don't want to mess with that.
No, pop your tires as you come along. Okay, I love it. I think I dig it. That's awesome. Although,
I
actually, to be
really
fair,
like it too.
you've got a wide car there, so threading that needle between your two cars on when you're playing the game is going to be quite a tricky situation.
Well, this is a Gaston style car. I mean, whether or not it could actually play, but I just wanted to give it a go. Actually, building a nasty sort of sort of Fury Road kind of car.
Yeah, I dig it.
I could see someone on the back of that.
Right. And we have this. I can't get a bigger closer up of this, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this is my attempt at fan art drawing, traditional drawing. So I've done memorable moments for each of our Kobolds Kavern group. So, for example, this is currently in black in pencil, but I'm now adding color to it. So you've got the DM with like matrix numbers going behind him and all that sort of thing. He's got his Dungeon Master screen, as well as you've got Tack from when we were in Glimmerscale, and he was trying. Well, me, Viscera, and Tack were trying to break in to this like candy floss smoking building, which failed miserably. You've got Weird Hal with his fantastic creation that he made in Rogar's Forge, which was I can never remember what it's actually called. It's a
It's like
it's
a bag. It's a bag flute.
flute, yeah.
I was going for like a bellows flute kind of thing.
Yeah.
It might need some refinement, that idea.
Yeah, but I hope it comes across okay. I've also got Rogar, finally mellow when he was with Onthar, and he's got his super hot sort of like lava beer going on. I've got Pedrick enjoying Rogar's mum's lovely ham sandwich that we RP'd perfectly, I think. We have also got what else did I do? I also did Ota after he got some nice personal interaction with Bentoneth before she left. As well as Vistra. Vistra, I don't really have a key moment for her, so I just got her like looking wistfully at these gold coins. And yeah, I don't think I've missed anyone
No,
there.
I think that
So
was
yeah,
it. And that's yeah. I think it's awesome, and it's
yeah.
yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I want to see more.
Awesome.
I want to see more of our campaign. So get to drawing, folks at home.
Yeah, I just wanted to do something fun, just some doodles.
Yeah, I dig it. And the last one from Missy this week.
Well, as you all know, it is our wonderful Dungeon Master Zanny's birthday today, and I have spent a little while making him a customizable and portable Dungeon Master screen. So as you can see, he's got two pinboards, he's got whiteboards, he's got a magnetized initiative tracker. I did a drawing as well, the same picture I showed in the fan
Oh,
art.
my name. With all my
Your age just everywhere. as well as a sort of fantasy style message, which I always giggle when I read out the lost lands of Basingstoke.
I really like how on the note towards the bottom the letters start getting smaller and smaller and smaller until at the very end it's like just below the level of legibility.
Yeah, it's like a contract. It's like these are the terms and conditions. Like you're not gonna be able to read them, but there's stuff there. Like he has to make me sandwiches, ham sandwiches in the morning now.
There's a lot of subtext.
There's a lot of subtext, yeah. But yeah, it's nice to see that he likes it. So yeah, and as you can see, there's some extra bits. Like there's some chests for his initiative trackers and pens, and there's 3 drawers that you can put miniatures in or something. And there's also a dice tray that I made that you can use to store things in. And they're all magnetized. So like you can put them together, you can make the screen smaller, longer, everything sticks together.
Awesome. All right. So thank you for that, Missy.
I've been a busy bee.
Yeah. And
don't forget, you can add it.
so these are from me this week. So this is a 3D printed file from Thingiverse. I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you go to the Instagram post, you can find the file in the comments, I believe. Yeah, this is a transparent dice tower that I'm going to be gifting one of my players for my home game. I'm not going to see them until after Christmas, so they'll have to wait. But yeah, a transparent dice tower, which I thought I'd share off. It looks good from the front, but not so good at the back, because I had to cut the plastic bottle down just so that I could get it to the right dimensions. So, but yeah, that's mine. And speaking of DM screens, I am in the process of creating the Fat Dragon Games Dungeon Master Screen of Doom.
And there's not enough blood.
There's not enough blood, but the trouble is, I need space for all those nat 20s that I'm going to be rolling against my players. So I didn't want to fill it up too much, otherwise they'll bounce out of it. But yeah, I dig that. I think that's quite clever. I like that. And so yeah, there's that. And then finally is one of the Fat Dragon Game miniatures that I've just finished printing and painting off to add to my Discord.
Looks really good.
That's
So-
cool. That's really cool.
Neato.
Thank you very much. And then there's a last minute entry actually from Plutonium OD this week. I caught
Hey,
it
Plutonium.
just as we were about to start sharing things. I caught it, and you might have seen me queuing it up,
Pluto.
ready to go. Which is
Way, Maris.
So he fancied making a chaplain from Conquest magazine into Cassius. He has Infernus for narrative and open games, standard loadout for match, standard Cassius remade with bits chopped off. If I remember rightly, I think I've seen some of these pictures on the Meeple Palace Discord, and I believe that this gun, and he'll probably tell me in the chat as well, that I believe that his the gun is magnetized, so he can switch it out.
Oh, clever.
Which is really cool. So I am looking really forward to seeing painted pictures in the near future.
I really like the idea of magnetizing. I mean, the magnets I got for Xander's screen, like they're massive, but I need to look at like small ones that actually hold strong, you know. And so yeah, I'd like to do sort of like changing, because you never know. Like, oh, I really actually fancy changing weapons. Oh, too late. I've glued it. So yeah, I do like the magnet idea.
Yeah, and I just noticed that actually there is multiple pictures here. So yeah, so we have we've got a couple, and you see there that these switch the weapon out for the combi bolter and the regular bolter.
Ah, I see. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah, and I dig it. And he says, "Thanks, guys. It's a New Year project." So yeah, in the new year we'll see some painted pictures. But other than that,
Oh, I
that's
can't wait. We need to get back in. We need to get back into painting minis as well.
I haven't done painting for ages.
Too long. But thank you so much for sharing. And again, it doesn't have to be miniatures. It doesn't have to be roleplay. It can be blacksmithing. It can be sculptures. It can be anything. Knitting.
Oh, hell, if you're a blacksmith, yeah.
Anything PG.
Yes, that's the thing. Anything
PG,
PG. Keep it professional. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, seriously, that is awesome. And we love sharing your guys' work. Really do. All right, lovely. And last thing to say is we are now connected with Element Games. So we do actually have a reference code. Where
We do? Oh, wow.
We do, yeah. So if you were to go and buy something from Element Games, you will get double point. Lovely.
Oh,
stuff.
double crystals. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
I need to remember
Can
what
we
the
use it
thing
ourselves?
is.
That's what I want to know.
Well, technically yes, because it is actually under the Meeple Palace account, not our personal account.
But
so
let's not abuse it. Yeah, I get that. It's just like, but yeah, I mean, you go to buy some games about just sharing our name. Yeah. Okay.
help. Yeah,
You get double crystals, and that's
it's a win-win. It really is.
yeah. I think if you're like me,
And
when you do your Element Games, it always tends to be a big one.
Yeah, and also like we're looking at getting like more code and more ideas to help keep being interactive and help, really make you fall in love with us.
So Plutonium's like, yes, you can. Affiliate links work for us. Thank you, Plutonium.
Let me see if that one works. There we go. Perfect. So that is the
There
code.
we go. Yeah. So yes, Me9175. Me9175. So that's MEE9175.
Excellent.
He's
Okay.
trying to remember it. You can see it in his.
And you're
Magnet,
right.
echo,
Oh,
echo,
crystal.
9175er.
What was that? What was that song? 86753. What was that? Was that? Oh God. There was a song that was like about a telephone number.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Jay Giles' band.
It definitely
Nice.
wasn't.
No.
Definitely not. That song is Jenny, and it's definitely not Jay Giles' band. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't know, but I do know it's not them.
It's not them. Okay. All right.
And before we jump back into the game, I like to say we are one affiliate away from becoming affiliate. One affiliate away from becoming. We
One
are
follower.
one follower away from Tommy
Tommy
becoming
Two-Tone.
affiliate.
Tommy Two-Tone. Saying.
And
There you go.
Tommy and the Two
And so,
Tones.
yeah.
All right. That's
one-
one mystery solved. Will our adventure solve the other mystery of what's happened to
Yeah.
the children in the sewers?
So we're one
Um,
follower away. We've ticked all the boxes, and yeah, it's really cool. And back to you, DM.
Okay. So guys, as you currently descend into the sewers, one of the first things you notice that at the base, there is a sort of a large flaming torch that is sort of like towards the center of the room. I'm sorry, it looks like a campfire. It's just like the best one I've got at the moment, so you have to deal with the campfire. It's like a large sort of pit that's illuminating the room. It seems to be some sort of magical flame. There doesn't seem to be any fuel keeping it burning. It's casting a light around and see sort of surrounding you the state of the sewers. It's in pretty poor repair. The actual part that you're standing in now is that you're standing sort of up to your boots in mud. So it's in sort of like a muck and water. It is brackish, and the odor is quite, shall we say, fragrant. If you look around the chamber you're in, it's a small round chamber, and there is along the right hand side of where you're standing, there is a ladder which you've descended from, which is cut into the very stones itself. Stones of the chamber are you can see sort of the brick is some of the brick is sort of is breaking, crumbling, and rotting. There's a sort of fungal growths and things growing in between the different bricks, sort of pushing their way out and slowly damaging the infrastructure of the sewers. You also see to your left a large metallic gate, which is currently sealed shut. So you're sort of standing there. You've got what's happened? What have I just done?
Move Colby.
I've just moved Colby. Oh.
You gave a hug to Weird Hal.
He jumped onto Weird Hal. Give him a big hug. Give him a big hug. And as if to say, "Welcome back."
It's about time.
He's been longing for that.
And
hug.
Weird Hal gives you a hug. And you're currently standing in the chamber with this. It's empty except for this ever-burning flame and metallic door to your left.
Can I check for traps around the door, like to see, if it's going to hurt
Yes, you
us?
can. You can do an investigation. You can investigate traps. Yeah, go ahead.
Lovely.
Yes, as you push the door, you notice that a very thin, almost wire is running along the outside of the door from the one of the sort of the handle which you'd have to pull to open the door out towards the side of the door, and you can see just out of your eye there appears to be a crossbow lodged sort of above the entranceway to the sewers, above so it's angled that as you open the door, it will pull the wire and release the trigger, and a bolt will be shot at whoever is currently standing in the directly in front of where the door handle is. You can see that there is some sort of trap.
Don't open that door yet, okay? You may not see it, but there is a thin wire, and there is actually a crossbow pointed. So if that door opens, we're gonna get shot at.
Game pause. Someone finally checked for traps. I'm so happy.
Yes!
Unpause.
It would have been nice if the paladin had told us that the place is trapped
Maybe
before
Yeah.
she sent us down here.
She might not have known the place was trapped.
Oh, that's a good point.
But maybe she did, maybe she didn't.
All right, can you?
Or maybe she laid the trap.
Can you just?
Aha! I wasn't down.
The challenge for
Can you-
this.
Can you disarm it, Vistra?
Yeah, I should be able to. I
Yep,
mean,
you can use your
I've got my
thieves' tools. Try and
tools.
disarm it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be dexterity, wouldn't it?
You use thieves' tool. You have to use the thieves' tool.
Did I click these tools?
Okay. As you try to disarm it, you hear a click. One of your fingers slips in the sort of the moisture, moisture-ridden air. One of your tool sort of snags the wire and unwittingly sort of yanks it. It breaks.
Do dexterity.
Save, please.
Thank you. Please let me do dex save.
Yeah, you launch yourself to the side. So, Vistra, you would be standing here, wouldn't you, next to the entrance? If you were going to be doing, you actually have to be within 5 feet. These tools. Yes, you launch yourself to the side. You will be taking. It will pass by and it will graze you. Unless you wish to use your, or you don't have 5 or a level 5 or level. So you'll be taking d6 instead of 2d6 damage. So you take 2 damage. Okay, and can you please do a Constitution check for me, please? You are a dwarf resistant, so you
I'm
are
resistant
have
to like
advantage on this.
poison. Oh,
Yeah,
love.
so you have advantage
Yeah.
on that. Wow!
Damn.
That's all your luck gone for the rest of this.
Yeah.
You feel a slight burning in your arm from the graze, but you're highly confident Constitution. You sort of like sort of kind of feel like a slight wave of weakness waving over you, but then you shrug it off and turn back to your companions.
It's not quite what I had in mind when I said disarm it.
You want to give it a try? You are more than. I'll give you my thieves' tools. Go on.
Well, I think you've
So,
already,
Weird
I think
Hal,
you've already disarmed it now.
Weird Hal kind of speaks up and he says, next time you don't really have to put yourself at risk. Since you have that spell, you could have just taken the arrow away from the crossbow.
Hey, there's creative solutions to everything, isn't it?
Okay, so I take it is there. If we have a look at the crossbow, does it like automatically reload, or is it just like one shot?
No, it is a mundane crossbow. With this, you looking at it, it's there. It's empty now. Wire is broken. There is no bolt loaded.
That was close. All right, I'm gonna open the door.
Okay.
You spring a trap.
You open. Yeah. As you open the door is surprisingly it's surprisingly quiet. As you open it, it doesn't seem to be loud squeaking or producing any sort of indication of disuse.
I roll an Arcana check to see if there's some sort of magic stopping the sound or something.
Go ahead.
Because I don't trust that. unless it's very well oiled.
Well, yeah, as a metal worker, I would expect this to be, with the moisture down here, I'd expect this thing to be squeaking.
There seems to be nothing magical about the at all. I mean, it seems to be mundane iron door. You do notice that there are some patches of rust over the door, but it doesn't seem that that extends to
The joints.
the hinges. No.
It's super quiet, but we can walk through. So yeah, so Vishal will then jump to the other side. By opening
Okay.
the door. You coming, guys?
Yeah.
Down there.
Emitting light. Did you want to?
As you forward, the water level does not seem to be any lower. It's still coming up sort of like around your ankles, so it's not like really deep, but it is. There's still water squeezing the floor.
Whose ankles? Like up to Vistra's ankles, like up to somebody else's.
There's a big difference between Vistra's and
Well,
Rogar's
okay.
ankles.
Yeah.
Rogar's ankles. They come to like maybe just halfway up to Vistra's shins, like a little bit higher.
Oh,
for
I don't like this. This
No.
is.
Poor Copernicus is kind of up to his waist. No, I'm joking. He's not that badly off. But shit.
Vistra is just gonna keep going, though the water's making her nervous, knowing that it's like up to her shins. How far can I move, DM?
Well, you can
Like, move
you
up
have to tell me where you're going. Yep, you can move up to there if you want to.
How dark is it now? Is it like still like super dark, like
Oh, well,
dark vision dark?
No, there's still quite a lot of light coming from the ever burning flame
I would like to
towards
sneak.
the end. But it is getting darker towards the edges. Yes.
I would like to stealth. I would like to
Okay.
be sneaky from this point on.
All right. If you're going to move stealthily,
Sorry.
okay.
Yes.
If you're going to move stealthily, you can. It is harder to move stealthily when your every step splashes the water that you're stepping through. I would say that if you want to move stealthily, you have to move half your regular speed. So it will take longer for you to move through the corridor. But you can with that stealth check. I'll say that you can move quite quietly, but you still need to move at a sort of regular pace. It's a sort of a half your regular pace.
Well, just realizing I'm with Rogar and Weird Hal. They're gonna make noise. Like, there's no point.
Well, yeah, I was just about to say that you want to move stealthily, and then there's about 30 feet behind you is a 7-foot tall beacon of light that is going splash chink, splash chink, splash chink as he walks down the way.
Yeah, and how tall is the ceiling as well? Like, does it feel like it's getting shorter or?
You're currently, so you've stepped out of the main chamber into a tunnel, which again is made out of the same sort of brickwork. It's about wide enough for two to walk abreast. It's quite large. It's quite tall. It's roughly about I would say it's roughly about 8.5, 9 feet high. So Rogar's head is relatively near the ceiling, but it's not so near he has to stoop.
Okay, I was just wondering if he was stooping, yeah or not. Okay, all
He
right.
was stooping.
Stooping. All right. Yeah, Visha's gonna continue. She's gonna get up. Hang on, I will ping before I move. She's gonna move up to there. Actually, no. Sorry, she would like to move there, just to sort of be on
Can
the
I just
corner.
ask what Weird Hal wants to do, because he's sort of he's still standing at the back, so I kind of just want to see if he's going to follow everyone else, or.
Weird Al's not too pleased with the idea of trudging through sewage in his fancy silk boots. But I guess if I don't have a choice, I guess I'll. All right. All right.
Your lovely purple
Slash, 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 slash.
All right, so
Kobolds
Vishnu
taking on
will
a
move.
distinctly brown hue towards the edge of the edge of the. No, it's
So
easily
Vishnu's going
cleanable.
there. All right, Vishnu's moved ahead a little bit.
Okay, sorry, I just need to catch up to where you are because I have to see where you are.
That's fine.
All right. So Vistra, you okay? You're currently standing there. What you can so from what you can see, let me just check what you can see because I need to see what you can see.
You can see
Okay,
these.
so from what you can see, in front of it appears that the it's sort of you can't really make out very many details. You can see in the dark, but a lot of the actual details are very sort of blurred. They're grey in hue, and as they go further away, you can really only see outline of distinctive sort of outcroppings and features. You can see that the path is starting to widen. As you get closer, as you get further down, it's starting to widen out into a larger, maybe into some sort of larger tunnel, larger entrance.
Yeah, once the others catch up with me, I'm going to give them that information.
Rogar's currently paused, and he's trying to think back about what the weather's been like recently, and about what the likelihood of any heavy amounts of rain might come through the sewers.
Get washed away. Okay. Yeah, flash flood, run.
Yeah, that's what he's worried about.
Okay. Give me a nature check.
He's. Would I be in a situation here where it starts to qualify as disadvantage for why I'm doing this?
Oh, well, you're trying to remember what the weather was today, and you're trying to remember sort of like if you heard anything about the weather, or you noticed something about the weather that might indicate
So it's a
rain
normal
or flash
roll,
floods.
Right.
So just a normal nature check. You know that it was a bit cloudy. There was some sun out as well. It wasn't a particularly bad day. It wasn't chilly or cold. That's all you really remember. I mean, you don't. I would say just beating a 5. I would say you didn't like encounter a massive amounts of rain recently.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that puts him at rest a little bit, but he's gonna trepidatiously move forward, keeping an eye on the water levels the entire way he's moving around.
I see them come up. I'm like, Rogar, Colby, hey, Weird Al, get over here. It's opening up, so we might need to be a bit more careful because we don't know what's going to lie ahead. But yeah, I can definitely see a slightly wider passage up ahead.
Do you want to, if we stay still, do you want to go ahead a little bit just outside of my cone of light here and see if there's anything ahead? If you want to stealth, we'll stay here and keep the light back, and you can see with your vision. Maybe Colby can come with you.
Okay, 1 second. I need to change something quickly.
Yep.
All players see the light. Save changes. And I need to make it so you can't see the other character's light. At the moment, you're currently yeah, sorry, I had to change that because currently you were seeing the light that it was like Colbernigus was emitting light, and so I made it so you were like casting a light spell rather than having dark vision, so I needed to change that quickly.
DM,
so
just
Rogar will be
as a
seeing
map
less
thing,
now. Yeah.
As a map thing, I can see up to here. Should I be seeing that?
See up to where? Show me.
Pinging.
Can't see pinging.
I want to zoom out.
Okay, yeah, you can see that.
That's fine. All right.
That's fine.
All right. So yeah, I will do my stealth, which means I'll be moving half.
I'm gonna just zoom out a little bit quick. See what you're seeing.
So I can see a thin line.
Yeah, I can see it. So it's southeast of my location.
Yeah.
I can see this. Whatever this is, I don't see
What
what it
is not stopped you from seeing it? No, that's okay.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
all right. Yeah, that's okay. There should be, I think so. see it if you've got good enough dark vision.
I don't have
although-
dark vision, so
What can you? Where can you see, Rogo?
I can. It's like it starts here, and travels in a thin line southeast, southwest.
Okay,
so
you-
Sorry,
I've
southwest.
got- yeah,
It's almost like
And
a
you
cross.
I'm
can
like,
see all of that. Wow. Okay.
So I don't
that's
know.
me.
There's something is.
Let me just. Okay, just 1 second. You see something?
I don't know if you want to go to hide area and then just
I need to
select
go
that
to your
area.
character. I need to see what your characters can see quick distance. All right. So wow, Rogar, you've got a really long vision. I don't know why you have such a long vision.
I should have 0 down here. The only thing I should see is what my light is casting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so something is cast. Oh, I think there's something actually casting light, which means you could see it. I think I've got something down that's actually casting light. Let me just check. Casting light. Okay, that might be why.
Yeah, I'm a good
Um,
player. I acknowledged it, but I didn't
No,
want
no,
to
thank you. I'm
catch it.
acknowledging my flaws here. So I've seen a few that should have done that. Tell you what, I'm just going to put a quick fix in that I can use for now. I'm just drawing.
Just black card over the area.
Yeah, just draw. I can get rid of soon. That
Mister,
should-
if you could just hold up your hand over that part of the screen so that
yeah, I can't see it. There we go. Can't see it anymore.
Yep. All right. Yeah, I just cut it off.
hold it.
I've cut it off quickly just so I can use that. Fix that.
Perfect, thank you.
I'll fix that for the next game.
No worries.
I'm scouting. I look ahead.
I think what's happened is there I actually have some light emitting down there which are lighting
Don't
up the way
worry.
for anyone who could see light, so that's what's happening.
So my speed's
Um,
25, and I'm gonna
Let me just zoom in so I can see what you're doing. Okay.
25 speed, and I'm gonna stealth. So I'll roll myself.
Okay.
Woohoo! So was it 20? Well, 25 divided. He rolled something, everyone.
Colby's coming with you, I think.
Oh, hopefully 5, 10, 15. I have 30 feet. I've got 20. Well, I shouldn't move that far then. I should move there. All right, I've moved.
Okay, Copy's
Okay.
following you then. Is that right? Oh no, what have I done? Sorry. That's that up. There we go. Done. Apparently I'm on the map. That's right.
Teleporting.
Okay, sorry about that.
Are we moving, or is the
Wait,
world moving?
The world moved around us.
There's an earthquake. Okay, so Copernicus is gonna have to. If Copernicus is watching you, he's gonna try and sneak us.
All right, cool. So come on, we'll keep sneaking. So yeah.
He doesn't do great, and neither do you. Okay, all right. So you're making a bit more noise now. Copernicus is going to follow on from where you are. He made quite a bit of noise catching up to you. Very great. So if you're moving on now, he's moving pretty quietly. He watched you the first time, and now he's sort of adopting some techniques as you move. Unfortunately, you like to reach a
rolled my 10.
a bit of a
Yeah.
slippery patch, and you just sort of like your leg moved out from under you, made a loud splashing noise.
Oh, water, water, no.
And
I'll stand back up.
unfortunately, that does mean just 1 second, please. See where you are. Yes. So, as you do that, you see a. I need you to take a perception check, please. Or perception check. Okay, you hear a slight rustle, but you don't notice, and suddenly, launching out of the dark, these 4 shining spears launching towards you. I'm gonna have to roll these d6. Take a dexterity save for me.
Yep.
So that's 14. Can you roll Dex? Okay, yep, you dodge it, but you still get hit by 2 of the spears instead of 4, so you take 7 damage. Take 7 damage, and you hear from the chamber in front. They come! Fight!
Quick! I say to the others, can I prepare action?
Running
Anything
up.
that tries to hurt
No,
me?
I'm afraid not. They
Ah.
no, sorry. They were
Initiative?
there first. They if anything they would catch you by surprise. But I'm not going to be that mean in this first round. They're not the most subtle of individuals, so that's pretty good. Go. So from out of the darkness, 4 furry shapes start rushing towards you. They're about a little bit shorter than humans in stature. They have black fur that runs along their bodies and long worm-like tails that whip out from behind them. They have large, chittering teeth, red eyes, and are carrying a pair of blades apiece.
I recognize them straight away as like one of the creatures from my window.
Roll a history check for me, please. See how much you remember, if you can piece it together. Yeah, I'd say that some of the features definitely seem to correlate with the creature that are outside your window. The red eyes, for one thing, seem to be it's the same sort of shade of red, and you notice the pink is the same on the tail.
12 minutes from my window!
Okay, and I need us to roll initiative, please.
Mingers.
Oh, really?
I'd like to use my inspiration point for this.
You mean you want to use your inspiration from last?
I have inspiration still.
I want to use my inspiration point because I know that if I don't use it, I can't get it.
Okay.
Well, how do I use my? Is it too late for me to use my
You
inspiration?
have to say it before you do it, I believe.
Right. I keep forgetting I actually have one.
Why didn't my inspiration work? I mean, my advantage.
Did you, like, click a button? Oh.
13 was my better roll.
Nice.
Copernicus did pretty well. Okay. So let's make it in. Has everybody rolled? We're all okay now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
13 is correct on my thing.
perfect. Okay. So Copernicus is actually going to go first. He sees this. So little Copernicus is looking, and he sees what's actually happened there. Oh, sorry. Roll20 is behaving very strange for me tonight. Little Copernicus sees Vistra getting stabbed by 2 of the spears that launch out towards her. He runs. He's going to run forward to her side. Can he fit in behind you? Can he fit in beside you? I'm going to say close enough. You can fit in beside.
He's only little.
He's small of stature, so I'll say it's 11. He can see 2 of the individuals, so let's see what's he going to do. Copernicus, what you gonna do?
Darling, could you put the combat music on, please?
That's a good idea. I forgot to do that.
Kitty, hi Meeples, and
hi Susie Kitty. Thank you. Combat, here we go. Let's turn off the other music first, which is
hi Susie Kitty.
Music.
Let's see Colby do some awesome stuff, Susa.
Come on, Copernicus. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I keep forgetting he has pack tactics. He has advantage on any attack against if his ally is within 5 feet of a creature. Yep. So he is going to cast. He's going to cast Scorching Ray at one of the individuals there. So he's going to cut. He can see the. So he's going to cast Scorching Ray. Scorching Ray. Where are you? Ah, here we go. Scorching Ray. He fires 3 rays. I can hold up 1 target each hit that takes 2d6. So he gets to. He's going to take the 3 shots at them. So I believe you have to roll each one separate. It's like 3 shots. Can I get another DM's opinion on that?
What's that? Sorry, what are you using?
Scorching
yes.
Ray.
Scorching Ray.
He's 3 rays. He holds up 1 target.
separate-
On a hit, target takes 2d6.
If it's 3, then I would say yeah. Personally.
Yeah, because you can hold them at 1 target or several. Make a ranged spell
He's going
attack
to shoot
for
them all at
each
the same
ray.
target.
It does say make a ranged spell attack for each ray. On a hit, the
Excellent.
target takes
Thank you.
2d6 fire damage.
All right, this is why we have 3 DMs, 4 DMs. Actually, everyone here's a DM.
Oh my god.
You're all
yeah.
DMs.
I mean, to be fair, that's why I
This
sit
is
here with
DM
my.
Dungeons and Dragons.
That's why I sit here with my player's handbook in front of me for these very reasons.
Thank
You're
you very
welcome,
much.
Kitty.
So he's going to do his normal. So let's go to the corner. And so Scorching Ray. I believe I should say what level do you want to cast it at? Nope. I can recast it at. So that's a wow, that's a hit. Definitely a hit. So the first rat he hits, he does 7 fire damage to. The next one, is he going to hit with? They're all going at the same one. Even if they miss, change it. 16. Yep. Hit. Not 7 damage. Getting average scores here. And last one. That's another hit. Doing damage. That's not great. So he's done 18 damage in total. Alright, so little Copernicus runs forward, and from he claps his his little fingertips and his little sort of claw tips together, and he sort of he sort of spins around each other, and sparks start to appear. Sparks start to grow in size until 3 balls of light start to appear in between his 2 little clawed hands. He then launches them in a spiraling, sort of like a spiraling beam towards one of these long-tailed figures. It smashes
You gotta
them.
do the voice. You gotta do the voice for Sousa.
And this flies out to. It hits one of them. The individual is just reels back from the blow. Definitely patting out the flames that are sort of starting to cover its body. It doesn't look. It looks pretty damaged, pretty hurt. Still alive, but definitely scorched and worse for wear.
I'll certainly leave a mark in the morning.
Okay, so that's 18 damage. Okay. And that was going to be on. I'll just point out for everybody. That was this one here. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it's on the other side. All right.
Well, he can't see that one.
That's true.
It's next to you. Next person to go is the one around the corner. I'm guessing it will probably try and attack either you or Copernicus. Probably Copernicus because he's closer. So it's going to try and get Copernicus in close to that. So it's going to try and attack.
Hi,
it's
Susan
going to
Kitty.
use its short. It misses.
Yes.
It swings at Copernicus. Copernicus ducks underneath the blow. It then launches another swing at him with its other short sword. And again, it misses Copernicus. Actually, well, Copernicus raises his fist, and his scales seem to sharpen and harden as he knocks the blow aside. Little Colby for the win. Smacks it away. Next one to go. There you go. Copernicus has taken the blows already. So next one is this one, the one that he hurts. So that one's going to be more cautious. It's going to try and shoot Copernicus from where it's standing. Which is a shot at Copernicus. It does hit him. There's 3 damage. Rolled the worst you could possibly roll. So this bolt launches out and smacks into Copernicus' shoulder as he sort of turns and knocks the blow aside from this other rat-like figure. It seems to draw a little bit of blood, but doesn't actually cause him all that much in the way of any pain. It will, I believe. No, it can't because it needs to reload. It's crossbow, so that's all it can do. Okay. So it takes Copernicus take one shot.
Susukiti says, birthday or not, the DM is not allowed to harm Colby.
I'm not trying to harm Colby. All right. Next one is this one here.
It's not the DM, it's the bad guys.
It's coming up. Okay, so it runs up and it's going to try and engage close combat. That is, and it's going to try and attack you with its short sword.
It's... Oh, ow!
You take 7 damage.
Oh,
She's already taken a lot of damage already, hasn't she? It's another 7.
And Rogar is nowhere near it.
You might as well be on another planet right now.
So this figure comes chittering out of the dark. Starts like stabbing away at you with his. It's then going to try and bite you.
Oh, lovely. It's...
Okay.
Once bitten, twice shy.
You need to take a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, damn. You were right.
Yeah. That's metagaming, but yes, I knew that anyway.
I will be very, very nice and say, if you want to use your inspiration, now is the time.
No, because you said I had to do it before and I forgot again. So
You didn't call it Bardic Inspiration.
Right.
Okay.
I get to
You can
re-roll it.
Go, Tanya.
Is that with advantage or just normal?
No, it gives you an extra roll. It gives you another roll to try again.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I'm sorry. You are infected with lichen.
Well tried.
Will turn into a were-rat the next moon. Which, according to my in-game calendar, gives a week and a half to try and set out your lycanthropy. Otherwise, you might be turning into a were-rat.
Do not go chopping people's heads off with a chainsaw.
Okay, so can you note down you are diseased?
Yes.
Lycanthropy. And you take another 6 damage as well, because he did piercing damage to you. Now, it is a disease, so it can be cured by it's curse, so it can be cured by priests and things like that.
Yeah, or a cleric.
The cleric can cure it. Yeah, he's got the right spells. Okay.
He still needs something like Greater Restoration, so Pedric's nowhere near there yet.
No, he's not near there yet. But you can normally, you might be able to purchase a ritual. Okay, so straight into the fight. And the first fight, you get infected like ouch. Next person is Weird Hal.
Oh yeah. So Weird Hal heard Vistra shout, and he goes, "Weird Hal!" And then he pulls out his black dagger in the main hand, and the Sunfire dagger in the offhand, and he runs around the corner. Let me just do that real quick so I can see what's going on, because I have no idea what's happening.
The trouble is, you're about to leave the light and you won't be able to see anything anyway.
That is true, actually. If you leave Rogar, you won't.
You can't see.
Hang on, won't Sunfire do a light thingy?
It's still dark over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
there's no light.
You don't have any lights. That's why.
You'll have to. You'll have to.
I thought you said there was a light over here.
No.
No, I'm the light.
Gosh dang
You're
it.
the light at the moment.
You'll have to hold an
Okay,
action.
so Weird Hal splashes his way around the corner until he realizes he can't see anything. And then he stops there and he's like, "Ah, crap."
Absolute pitch darkness. You can't.
I'm just seeing if I can do anything. Hold on, I'm trying to look if I can do
You
a
are
single thing
blind
about
at the
this.
Have a torch to light?
I love it. I'm coming for you, Mister. Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Yeah, I got nothing.
You'll survive, Suzuki.
Are you gonna hold anything or
Got no torches?
have you got like anything you can do ranged that you can hold until I get there?
If you have any psychic, you can use. But oh no, you still need to be able to see them.
No,
Yeah.
there's nothing, and this has always been a downfall for human bards. I not only do I not have a way to see in the dark, but I also carry so much stuff. I don't have time to think about carrying torches around with
You
me.
could light a torch as an action. Put away your dagger of Sunfire and light a torch.
I don't even have a torch.
I think you do. You should have a set of torches in your as part of your backpack.
Explorer's kit or Dungeoneer's
He's
kit?
probably got an entertainer's kit probably because he's a bard.
The thing
That's right.
is, you can also,
I have a disguise kit.
You can also, if you had like a spell that
Do
you
you have
could
any
cast,
wood on you or a drumstick or something?
you could wait. You could wait and hold an action until you can see when Rogar.
You know what?
You can do that.
I think that
you could do it.
I think what I would do in this situation actually is I would prepare an action so that as soon as I see somebody who's not my friend, I'm going to wait. Let me pick a good action. I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter if I see anybody who's not in my party.
in your range of vision. Okay, I'll let you have that. That's fine. Okay, next person to go is Rogar.
Excellent. Right. And I am going to, right, hang on, what can I see currently? I can see 5, 10, 15, 20 feet to next to Weird Hal. So you'll move 20 feet next to Weird Hal. In that direction there.
Thanks for watching, everyone, by the way.
Even my I don't know what's happening with my light. It's ridiculous.
Now
Okay,
that
yeah.
you've got light there after that movement, Hal. So do you,
I
is that
know,
gonna
I know,
trigger,
I don't
Is
know
that
what
going to trigger
happened.
your? No. Is that going to trigger his? He can now see. Now that I'm there.
Yep, Weird Hal can see. Yep, he can see. So Weird Hal can cast Touch Hideous Laughter.
I am doing that right now. I think I'm going to aim at the one that is more southerly next to Vestra.
Okay. That's the burned one.
One.
Oh, okay. Lucky me. I didn't even know.
So you see this one looks a bit burned and singed. As you do that. Okay. What does he have to do to stop that? He has to take a wisdom saving throw, is that right?
He gets a wisdom saving throw at the end of his turn to break the spell.
All right, so he doesn't get a chance to resist it before.
Hold on. I do think he gets a wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC, which is 14.
Okay. Yep. So you cast the spell, and you think of the funniest, just most absurd thing you can. You launch it psychically at this rat which has appeared in your vision. It almost seems to take effect. It's almost like a little chittering that happens. Teeth start chattering together, and you see shaking happening over it. But then it sort of like twists its head, and the burns on its body are too painful to allow it to the spell to really take hold.
Bye,
Shakes off
Pluto. Thanks for watching.
Bye, Pluto. Bye-bye.
Okay, so Rogar, you're continuing now. Sorry about that. Weird Howl didn't quite take effect, which is very strange considering how bad this guy's wisdom is.
It's okay.
I don't have. I am actually currently trying to see if I can find the rules.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I am currently trying to see what the what range I have on create bonfire. I don't know what the range is on that, and I can't find the spell. Oh, actually, you know what I can do? Is I can look at on here. Hang on a second. Oh, this is not normal. I usually know what I'm going to do. Create bonfire. Here we go. Oh, range 60 feet. Magical bonfire fills 5 foot cube. Any creature in the space.
What have I done?
Excellent. Alright, so I'm going to use another. So I've moved 20 feet. I will move another 5 feet to here to see if I see anything else. And I could just about see this guy here. Which
guy?
This guy here. Is he on dry land?
Yeah, you can target him.
Yeah, so I will pull out my warhammer. I will point it in his direction. And I've always wanted to say this. I yell, Dracarys! And I create a bonfire.
Under his ass.
I create a bonfire under him. But I don't know if that works.
So he needs to take a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah,
now,
that's it. Yeah.
And that's on what? And what's your spell saving? It's 12, is it?
I'm trying
According
to figure
to,
that. Yeah,
it's 12 on your weapon.
Did it say that?
Yeah, I believe it is.
It would be in your spells.
I don't
No,
know.
it's not. He's got something special. Yeah, that hits him. So it takes 1d8 fire damage.
It's 2.
No, it takes more than that. 2d8.
2d8 fire damage, and I believe I should be able to go like that. There we are.
Yeah, it is DC. So he takes 8 fire damage in total. Sort of like leaps out of this, like standing with this fire which is appeared around his feet.
And there is now a bonfire under him.
Yeah, he's going to move out of the way if he doesn't want to get hurt anymore. Okay, so 2, 3.
Well, I think it said he takes damage if he starts or ends his turn in the fire too, so he's going to get hit at least once more.
It's,
He takes it
for the first time. If you enter it for the first time, or if he ends his turn there. So I mean, it's going to be a one-shot wonder there for that particular spell for me. But
they can just jump right out.
Yeah, he's fine.
So
But it's 8 points of damage that I would otherwise not have been able to do. So there we go. I'm happy about that.
Okay. Next person to go is the last rat. And he can't really get close to anyone. So he's going to probably take another shot at Copernicus. He's going to move and he's going to take a shot with his crossbow. Die! Copernicus casually backhands it out of the sky. as it comes anywhere near me, just like, and I just a little bit of monk in this Colvernicus today. Just slaps it out, slaps it away. Okay, and next person to go is Vistra. Vistra, you're feeling really sick.
Oh god, I feel awful. I feel like I've eaten so much food.
You feel like you've eaten a plate of chicken wings and bruschetta.
Yes.
No!
Spring rolls. Vistra is just looking through her spells at the moment.
Don't forget, if you cast a ranged spell while you're in close combat, it's disadvantage because that's what it's like casting. It's like shooting out.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe Green Flame or what was the other one I had? It was like what's it called?
You can cast Green Flame Blade as a bonus action, and that then your main action.
No, it's not. It's Green Flame is an action.
Yeah. Sorry. It's an
Cantrip,
it's an
but
action,
it-
but you have to use it. But you action.
Yeah. I can do an attack action with it. But I thought I selected another one. Hang on. Sorry. Silent image. Absorb elements. That was the other one. Special casting time is special. What does that mean?
What do you mean? Absorb elements.
Yeah.
That means that you have to use it as a reaction. So when someone attacks you with like a fire spell or something, you would then cast it. It's special because it extends next turn when you can like attack with it and do extra damage with it.
Okay, so I will use my green flame blade.
Green Flame Blade. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Are you using the dagger?
I will use. Well, I'm going to be using my dagger first. I'm assuming it would go on my dagger.
In your main hand? Yeah, it will. Yeah, so you're using the black
Using the
dagger.
dark blade. Yeah. Okay, so. What's going on here now? I brought it up. I have no idea what I just did. Okay, sorry. Weird in my spell section. I've
14, okay.
Oh, did I do something?
No, it's not you, it's Rogar, sorry.
Oh, as part of the action use. Oh, I'm just gonna copy and paste.
Yeah, so basically you just attack and then you get to do extra fire damage to the creatures next to the one you're attacking.
It's called splash damage, babies.
All right, cast. Oh, casting at what level? It's a cantrip, so like 0.
Yeah, let's see. At 5th level, which you are, the melee attack damage deals an extra 1d8 to the target, and the fire damage increases to 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier. So it doesn't say that you have to be 5th level wizard, it just says 5th level. So you are attacking, you would do your normal attack, you would then do 1d8 extra fire damage to the guy you're attacking, plus then a monster next to it takes 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, whatever.
And I get my because it's dark as well. I should get. Oh no,
You get
Rogar's
advantage on
fine.
the attack because you're using a dark blade.
Yeah.
It works
Advantage-
underground.
Yeah, advantage with sneak attack for my.
Yeah, this is a lot of damage. It's
dagger.
probably going to go through.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
This
So
one
that's
is
24,
from this
that's a
guy
hit.
with me. Okay,
That's a hit.
lovely. So that does.
That does 16 damage plus.
What was it? It was a
You get to do 1d8.
1d8 fire damage to the one you just hit.
So just roll a 1d8.
So that's going to be one by
It's another
Colby.
2, so that's 18
And then-
damage.
and
Oh,
then
now this one's going to be the one for Colby. The
Yeah.
one that's by Colby. Okay.
It's like 3 damage to the one next to him. Oh, nice.
So it's 1d8 plus your spellcasting. Is your spellcasting one? When you cast a spell, what do you add to it, like to attack?
1 second. I add spell casting abilities intelligence. And my intelligence has a 2.
So you add another 2 to that. So that's 9 damage to the next hobby. Okay, so this is where you also, I'm gonna, something else happens. As you lash forward with the blade and slash into the rat which just attacked you, its flesh hisses and bubbles like it's being melted.
Ew.
The damage you're causing is so obscene, the creature reels back in absolute fear. I'm going to tell you now, every single one of these daggers is impregnated with silver. Okay, so these weapons are particularly
clever.
lethal towards evil creatures and dark creatures. So that's the final property of these daggers that is unleashed. So, double the damage you dealt to him, please.
Shit.
So
Not the fire damage, just the dagger damage. So you dealt
32.
So 32 damage plus your fire damage, which was another 2. So you did 34 damage to the one in front of him, which kills it outright. It basically melts into a. How does it look? I want to say it is.
oh
basically
god, it is disgusting. It is literally like Wizard of Oz when the witch, I'm melting. You know, that sort of horrible gooey green.
It's just.
Yeah, and like everything is just disintegrating into mass. There's no form anymore.
Okay, so that one's gone, and you did 7 damage to the one next to Kobolds. Okay.
And I get my offhand.
Yes, you still have your offhand strike. You can launch that towards the one next to Kobolds.
I will, yeah. And that will not get sneak attack, will it?
No.
No. Alright, so
It's just a regular dagger.
I don't want... no, I'm using my short sword.
Oh, your short sword.
Not my dagger.
So it's just, roll to hit as normal. That's a hit.
Don't touch my friend.
Okay. It only takes the basic, so it takes 4 damage. It takes 2 damage. Because it is, it doesn't seem to take much damage from weapons like this. So that's taken in total. All right. Next up.
And can Vistra still move?
Vistra can move, but she has she used her bonus action? Yes, she has.
So
if she moves, there'll be an opportunity.
It wasn't. Oh.
You can move, but this one here will get an opportunity.
I was just wondering where to move to stay in combat, but I don't really want to put myself closer towards the others, so I will stay where I am, and I'll end my turn.
Okay. It's Copernicus's turn next. Sorry, I couldn't. So Copernicus, seeing this individual in front of him, what's he going to do? What's his best? What would he do? That's what I want to know. What would actually be the most Copernicus thing? So he sees you try to melt one into the floor. He's kind of a monkey see, monkey do kind of individual.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Okay. Or he could do that. He could do that. Maybe not. That might be a bit too much for the moment. Alright, he is going to reach out and he is going to do it. Sorry, I'm a bit out of touch with what Copernicus can actually do. because I haven't done it for a while. I think, yeah, why not? He's going to use his bonus action to touch himself on the chest, and you can see, as he moves his hand away from his chest, his scales, which before were sort of a glittering red, start to shimmer with a black energy. His eyes, which are sort of cute and sort of almost slightly round, become more reptilian in cast, and he seems to bulk up in size. He's casting Dragon's Breath on himself.
Hoorah!
And he is going to use a... Yeah, he's going to use a 3rd level spell slot. No, he's not. He's going to stick with his 2nd level spell slot. He's going to use his Dragon's. And he's going to pick Acid. Because he's Monkey See kind of Monkey Do character. And he launches forward a 15-foot cone. No. Weird House. She's not just an arcane trickster. She is a level 1 wizard as well. She's a level 4 arcane trickster, a level 1 wizard. So yeah, she's going to cast. She multi-classed in the last level up. That's why she did some training with Kotos.
Wonderful.
Which she enjoyed every minute of, and don't let her tell you otherwise.
Oh, it was amazing.
That was a lot of fun doing the calculations as to how many spell slots she has, because she's multi-classing with like a minor level magic.
It really was. Like, babe, help me.
How many spell slots do I have?
What
I
can
like the 6
have?
cantrips.
What
though.
do I do? Yeah.
All right. So Copernicus, he's doing his thing, and he is. Well, we'll know next time. It didn't exactly do much damage. It was like 2 extra damage. It was going to die anyway, so it didn't change the way that the actual game. But thank you for telling me. Technically, she's still a 5th level spellcaster. So I will. Yeah, he's going to use his breath. It's going to be able to hit this one and this one. Both of them have to take dexterity saving throws against his spell save. So his spell save is 15. So the first one manages to pass, so it takes half damage. And the other one, the one in front of him, fails. The one in front of him, takes full. The one behind takes half. All right, so I'm just gonna. He does 2d6 acid damage to the one in front of him. So 6 acid damage.
Nice.
He's just like, and this steam of black mist comes flying out of his mouth. Hits the one in front of him right in the face. Starts to melt his fur and whiskers off. So that's another 6 damage. Okay, and the one behind him takes 1d6. Taking another 6 damage. So that was that one there. Okay. That is Copernicus' action and his bonus action. He's concentrating on the spell at the moment. And it is Were-Rat's turn. The one in front of Copernicus, probably, so it's going to try and attack him. It's going to attack with its short sword. That is a lot of damage. Hit him. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, Copernicus. So this squealing with outrage, this creature stabbing away at Copernicus. Copernicus is putting his little claws up to try and protect him, but his scales are just not deflecting the blows, and the swords are biting deep. You hear his little cries of pain as he is stabbed over and over again. So that's -10. And then his second attack, which will try and bite Copernicus, which succeeds. Copernicus is going to try and take his Constitution saving. Copernicus, yeah, it bites Copernicus. Copernicus' tonic blood is flowing through its veins. The acid just eats away the poison in the disease and just makes it moot. Okay, I'll double. That's fine. I'm still learning about multi-classing. Either way, now we know, and it doesn't affect the way that the actual thing happened because we've got it only did 2 damage anyway, so we'll do that for next time. Okay. The rat hit him. It did hit him though, so it does actually do damage. So it did 5 damage to him. Ouch! All right, Copernicus is taking damage. Little Copernicus has got this little rat on his arm. The rat, like if you're just holding onto his arm, biting for what it's worth. Even through the hissing of the acidic blood, he did take some damage as well. So I'm gonna have to see whether I had to take a check for that to see what's his spell. He took 10 damage in total. And so he's, I believe.
Yeah, it'll be 10 or half the damage he took, whichever's the highest. So
Yeah,
if he only took 10
he
damage,
passed with the 12.
Yeah, he's fine.
So he's fine. He keeps his draconic aspect going. All right, next one is the were-rat that is down here. It's going to run up and try and engage Vistra. Sorry, Vistra. Vistra now, apparently. Now, Vistra, let me just move you all back. It's a game of musical chairs. And it's going to try and... So,
Badly,
sword attack.
badly. It's...
Do I ever roll badly? There's 4 damage.
Okay.
It is going to try and attack you again. We'll try to attack you again with its... We'll try to attack you with a bite again.
It hits. Alright, DC 11. What was that? Con.
You're already infected. It won't make a difference. 4
Oh,
damage.
that's true.
Does anybody have healing potions? No.
I don't think so.
Okay, no one went to buy healing potions. All right, so next one is
No, didn't think about it.
Weed Howl. You're up.
We're used to having a cleric with us. We don't do healing potions very often.
He's our freebie.
Have you pushed to talk, mate?
I wasn't talking yet.
Oh, right, okay.
I was showing where on the screen I'm aiming at. If you guys are looking at the same thing I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
All right. I'm gonna try and use my dagger of sunfire on this fella. Oh no, that's in my offhand. I guess I'm not gonna do that. Can I still cast the spell if the dagger's in my offhand? Does that matter?
Yep, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, just a second. Whoa. Oh my god. Sorry, my web browser's going insane.
Just pointing out to everyone, we are one more time, we are one follower.
Yeah, give us a
away from
follow.
affiliate.
Yeah,
Sorry?
we need that follow.
We need one more follow, guys. If you can, we'd love it. We just that one more follow and reach affiliate. Do it. It's my birthday.
We are, yeah, do it for, yeah.
Just
have-
make a
Do it
new
for
Twitch account.
Copernicus.
Make a new Twitch account and then just follow the channel.
No,
No,
don't say that. Don't say that. Don't do that.
no.
We don't want to win that way. Nate does. Sorry,
Yeah,
no,
I'm having a
Will
major
does.
problem.
Will does.
What's the
Why
matter?
have a major
Oh,
problem?
I got it. It's all right.
Perfect.
Okay, that's a hit. Oh wait, he needs to do a dexterity save, doesn't he?
Dexterity save, yep.
Okay. You got 7.
Not even close.
Okay.
I can't remember the damage.
Isn't it 1d12? Wait.
Okay.
Sacred Flame. No, I think it's 1d10.
It's a sacred flame. Let's have a look.
Comes the book.
That's why I have it here.
No, 1d8 radiant damage.
1d8 radiant. Yep.
And they get no benefit from cover for any saving throws.
Does it level? Does it level with the character?
I hadn't thought about that before, but yeah, I'll see. Yeah.
2d8.
So it'd be 2d8.
Hey.
11.
11 damage. Okay. Okay, so this beam of fire launches. This beam of holy fire launches itself out of the hilt of the sunfire dagger. Remember, it's the dragon's mouth on the hilt that shoots the flame out. It lances forward, just seems to curve around Rogar and Vistra and smashes into the rat that's blocking their path. The rat basically it starts to be surrounded by the flames, starts eaten by these holy flames.
Oh yeah.
So that was 11 damage. This will be okay. It's starting to look quite worse for wear. This rat. It's not. It's definitely. It's hissing and it's baring its teeth and its tail is lashing. Its little claws are gripping its weapons. Just absolutely frantically, just looking around, almost looking around for some sort of means of escape. But it is definitely it's definitely still on its feet. Is there anything else you can do as a bonus action, or?
Yeah. Who was about to
dragon
die a
can
second
see-
ago? Because I do have a bonus move that I can do for a little bit of healing on someone.
Colby's
Okay,
in trouble.
Colby is in a bit of trouble. I think he's got how much?
Priorities, guys.
He's
Priorities.
about half. He's about half.
Oh my god, he's about halfway. You said?
Yeah, about.
How are you doing, Vistra?
I want to complain, but
Is Vistra hurt?
Yeah, a lot. She's taken like 20. She's like taking over 20 damage already.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and give her a heal. I can't remember the name of it though.
Healing word.
Healing word is exactly it. Excelsior.
Okay, so that's 6 points of healing to Vistra. And
a
brilliant.
bit more energy.
Next one to go is that you done? Weird Hal, are you gonna move or?
I'm not backing off. They're not going to be able to get past the whole party to get to me. I'm already hiding in the back.
That's because you can only see about 50. Next person to go is Rogar.
Right. Okay, so can I step up to these squares here, or is that a wall?
That was a wall.
There is a wall there. I said Kobolds because he's kind of small. You're like 7 feet tall.
Yeah. Okay.
So- Do you have
All
anything
right.
that has reach, like a 10-foot reach or
Nope.
anything?
Nope. History, you're in the way. Okay. Right. Well, in that case, then I am just going
Not
to.
my fault.
Which of these two look? These two here, the ones that are fighting. Which one looks
The one that
worst?
the one that Weird Hal set on fire. Worse for wear.
Okay. Well, I will point my warhammer at that, and I will yell Dracaris again, and just create another bonfire underneath him.
How many times can you use the cantrip?
It's just a cantrip. I can cast it at will out of my
Okay.
warhammer.
Okay, cool.
So,
So
there we
it's
are.
a dex save.
Yeah, so it's a DC 14 dexterity save, or take 1d8 fire damage.
Okay. It fails, and you're level 5, aren't you? You're so.
Oh yeah,
it's
2d8 fire damage. Yeah, there we are, 10 fire damage.
So 10 fire damage. Okay. The fire licks up from underneath the rat, and you can see that its skin is blistering. Its fur is starting to crackle, smolder, singe, and burn off. Its flesh is haggard and flesh is starting to melt and run. It's definitely looking in the worst way. But this is almost a mad feral look in its eyes, and it's still standing. Although it's definitely actually, I'm going to check. I need to Constitution check. Actually, no, you didn't do. No, sorry, you didn't do high enough to do trauma damage. So yeah, it's definitely looking really bad. It's not quite because it's still standing.
Yeah, there's not really much else I can do from there, so that'll pretty much end my turn there.
Okay.
I'm no good at range. I need to get in there, and I can't.
The were-rat's going to take a shot at Colbernicus. He's going to keep going. It hits. 6-7 damage. Colbernicus is not looking good.
Damn!
Might have a riot from Susie Kitty if we're not careful.
That's all he.
Alright, Vistra. Into. I'm gonna go with my green flame blade again.
Okay.
I did the thing. Why is it not doing the thing?
Which one are you going to go for? The one that's worse for wear or the one that's better?
Yeah, the one that's worse for wear first, I think.
Okay.
Do the thing. It normally
Just do the attack.
hang on. It's alright. I got it. So, and then my dagger, which does get the things, many of the things.
It gets all of
I
the
can't
things.
scroll up. Things, yeah. So, that would be sneak attack
Can you imagine if you crit
with
this?
advantage. Yeah, with advantage.
Yep.
And sneak attack. Alright, dagger. Stabby.
It hits.
Good. Alright.
How do you want this to look? Remember, this is the dagger. This is the black dagger, the blackened dagger.
I know it's going to be really horrible, but I want it to basically explode, but not all over us. But I want the force, as I stab it through its left eye, I want it to suddenly shudder backwards, and the force makes like this gooey explosion backwards away from us.
Okay. There's a pasty rat on the floor now.
Basically. And then the leftover.
Well, first of all, it
Should
takes the
go.
damage from the fire, so 1d8 fire damage.
1d8.
Takes 4 damage. Yep.
All
Are
right.
you attacking with your offhand as well?
Yes. I'm going to be using my short sword. Take off advantage. All right. And then short sword.
That's a hit. And we just take the flat damage.
It's like 1, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, you stab at it and it just sort of nips
I'm
the
gonna
side of
move.
the.
I'm also gonna move as well. I'm gonna
Okay.
move here, so I'm still in combat with the other guy,
Okay.
and that is my turn.
Copernicus. Why did you have to move there? I can't breath now.
Change my mind. I move.
No, you moved then. Copernicus.
If he moves a square south, he should be able to
He
angle
moves
his
left.
breath.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Any transport?
Technically, you could just move like there, just round.
So yeah, he's going to he can cast another spell as long as it's not concentration. It just means he can use the dragon action if he wants to. He doesn't have to. He's gonna go for try and go for a surefire kill. He's going for. Yeah, he's going to go for. What the hell? Wait, no, that's what should be happening. I'm just going to cast it. It should cast 3 missiles. Oh, I do it 3 times.
Yeah, you have to cast the same as like Scorching Ray. You have to roll them.
Well, I'm casting it at level 2. So that will be an extra 1d4.
Yeah.
Plus 1. So basically, I'm going to cast it 2. So that's 1 second level spell slot, and that is unblockable 12 damage. Okay. This thing is punched full of holes. The little magical bolts that basically out of his snout, he sort of like snorts a couple of little fire bolts that fly towards this individual. It sparks and smashes right through it. Little almost like little bullet wounds going through it and peppering it with holes. But unfortunately, it's still standing. It's still standing. Can he do anything else? That was his main attack. Can he do anything else as his bonus action? He could cast a cantrip if he has a bonus action. Any bonus action? Action. Nope, that's Colby done. Fortunately. And it's the one right in front of him that's going to attack him right now. So, one in front of him, the were-rat in front of Copernicus, is going to attack him. Tries to attack him with a bite attack. Hits him. Taking 3 damage. He's going to take a little check as well.
Come on, Kobe. Fight it, fight it.
He's been infected with lycanthropy as well. Kobe can turn into a little hamster.
How's that a rat?
He's just got over about 10. He's got about 10 days until that will happen. Until that becomes a problem. So he's got a 10-day countdown now, and that means he's down. Oh my God, Copernicus! And don't forget, he is an NPC. So if he dies, he doesn't get death saves. The wearer is going to attack him with its sword. Missing.
Yes!
So Copernicus misses Copernicus and smashes into the sort of rafters. He manages to duck back, although you can see he's starting to sort of flag, and he's really damaged. Copernicus is in really bad shape. That's why you don't put sorcerers in close combat with people, but still. Weird Hal, you're up. Colby's like, hello!
Yeah, a Weird Hal is going to go ahead and run over and pick up Copernicus and run away.
Oh wait, when you get opportunity of attack.
Picking
Wait,
up
what you picked
Copernicus.
It's weird
is
because, I mean, an
action.
opportunity attack.
Disengage is an action.
Opportunity attack is usually when you willingly move away. So sometimes
It's for when you turn tail and run. So if anybody's turning tail and running, it's me.
Yeah, but there's that as well.
Yeah. I would say that might be an overly complicated move, something you might be able to solve. I don't know. This rat is looking really bad. I'll give you a hint. It's looking really bad at the moment. But if you want to do that, I mean, you're going to grab Copernicus, but grabbing a character like picking them up. It's an action. So if you want to do that, it's an action, but it takes an action for you to disengage as well. So you don't actually have the action.
I'm not going to disengage. I'm going to just take the hit and run away.
All right. So you're going to take the hit. So you grab Copernicus, you run up, you grab him, you pick him up. He doesn't let you pick him up, but you're going to move him over there. It's going to take a fruit snack at you, which is a hit. Can you take a Constitution saving throw, please? Yep, you pass, no problem, but you do take 5 piercing damage. You take a bite, you feel an odd burning, but it does seem to, you just need to shake it off. You've got Copernicus, you bring him back.
This is as far as I can make it.
Okay. And do you want to do anything else? Do you have a bonus action you can cast? Or do anything with?
Yeah, I'm gonna Excelsior this little dude as I'm running away because I'm barely touched and he's like severely damaged.
Okay.
Excelsior!
Okay. Okay. 5 health back. Okay. He starts. Some of his start to close up. He looks starting to look a little bit better. His scales seem to be a little bit more shiny, a bit more reflective. Brilliant. Rogar, you're up.
Yep. I will step forward to here, and I will take a swing at that guy. Two-handed. What am I looking at here? There we are.
Okay. All right. That is a hit. That is a hit. It seems that the magic of your hammer is not impeded by the natural resistance of lycanthropy.
Yeah.
How do you want this to look?
To be honest with you, this guy is kind of my secondary target. So I just start running, and on the way past, I just swing the hammer on the way past, just completely ignoring him. And then
It becomes paste on the wall.
yeah, because my actual target is I'm going to run. So I started here, 5, 10, 15, and I basically want to just pick up some speed 15 feet to this guy and just rugby tackle him to the floor.
Oh, you want to grapple him?
I just want to just
Okay.
pile drive straight into this guy because I want some words with this.
You're not going to attack him. You're going to grab him.
Yeah.
To return restrain him. Okay.
Alright, so that would be a strength check.
And he's going to try and struggle out using his dexterity to see if he can dodge you.
Aesthetics, wouldn't it? Oh, damn.
You launch yourself at him. He twists in a natural sort of like acrobatic ability of young rodents everywhere, and whips his way out of your way. Fortunately, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's not it because as a bonus action, I will action surge and try and grab the little bastard again.
Okay. All right.
There.
Yep, you've got him.
I got you this time. Yeah. And then I wanna question him. I want to ask him. You know.
How are you holding him? I want to know how you're.
Well, considering he ducked out the way, I want to just kind of spin round really quickly and basically get my forearm under his chin and kind of push his head up so he can't use his mouth. And then with my other hand, I'll bring it round and wrap his arms to his sides.
All right. So you've currently you've defeated 3 of these individuals, and you have captured the 4th. And we will. I think now that we have our brave, 2 of which have contracted lycanthropy. Unfortunately, and we'll have to sort that out before they undergo their first transformation.
Well, I mean, have to is pretty strong language.
Well, I mean, technically in D&D you would have lycanthropy anyway. I mean, you have the curse, but I'm not going to say that it. But I don't think it. As a DM, I'm saying it doesn't come into effect until the first full moon, which is 10 days from now. So you have the disease, but it's not awakened until you are affected by the first full moon. Okay. Rat Vistra. You thought there was a giant rat in the sewers.
Don't you mean Vistrat?
Master Vistra.
Strata. That was awesome.
You're a little rat, you are. Okay, so that's sorry guys, that's where we're going to end our thing today with the combat music for the moment.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned because we are going to do a raid. And yeah, thank you to our Patreon supporters, our very own Basis of Operations and Plutonium OD. Nice to see Susie Kitty in the chat. It's been too long, honey.
It really has, yeah.
We've missed you. We really have.
I'm sorry if any of our descriptions lackluster this evening. We're just all really tired. I think we're all tired. And so instead of going, and this blow is acrobatic, I'm just like, yeah, he just moves acrobatically. That's what he does.
I mean, to be fair, I was asleep before we started the stream.
We are going to be raiding to make sure that they are still going. Otherwise, that will be a bit embarrassing. But hang on, let me just get the name again. Make sure they're still on. Hey, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
and just a hint, we are one
Still
we are one less than our goal for we really want to reach affiliate, and we're one
We've done
below.
everything already. We've done everything else.
Tell
But
your
thank you for
friends.
tell your friends. Just
Your mum.
We would. Yeah, your mum. But yeah,
Right off.
we've had a really great time with you. Can we thanks to our Element Games, who's given us a lovely code that you can use to get double the amount of gems, or reward gems that you can get when you make a purchase with Element Games. You can use those to take money off, which is pretty cool.
And don't forget also, check down below, Fat Dragon Games. There's also a link so that you can see Bases of Operations, who is now a licensed seller for the to 3D print the miniatures and everything that you would like. And yeah, you can check out his portfolio link down below on the Twitch page.
And finally, can we give a big shout out to our Patreon, who have been supporting us for the last. So thank you so much to one of them who's with us right now, Base of Operations, and to Will, and also to Plutonium, who's been with us tonight as well. So thank you so much. The battle reports are being made this weekend to go up till the end of the month. So hopefully they'll be up this weekend. If not, definitely during next week.
Yeah. All right, we are going to raid. So if we can go to the end credits, and thanks so much, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.